There's probably not anyone there, but welcome to NCS Podcast. This is a test. Where is my crew? Yeah, I'm just chilling. I don't think anyone's watching. This is freaking exciting. Friday night. Where is the rest of my crew? We gotta talk. I can share something here. Let's see.
Hey,
What's up?
what's this video going on here? Is this some
It's Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean?
Yeah. Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
I can hear you, but not it.
Okay, cool. Well, no one else was here, so I put on Billy.
Yeah. I tried to do it on my computer and it's telling me that like I don't have Chrome on my computer, and then it's asking me like what kind of fucking MacBook I have, and it's like this is a lot of
work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh well.
I mean, I guess I'm a Mac with an Apple chip.
I think we can share the link on Facebook.
Okay.
Let me try that. Say something.
Hey.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm still here. Still here.
Let me see if I can share it on
I'm in
Facebook.
Reverse image. Oh, it's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this will work once we get our special guest when that happens.
Yeah. How do you tell if anybody's watching?
I think I can see it if I'm on YouTube. I can see it in the thing here. It tells you if people are watching it.
Is anyone?
No. Or maybe not. I don't know. I need someone to watch it and then add them.
What's up, boys?
What's up with you?
What's up?
I went to turn on my laptop and it was like, so it has a thumbprint reader, and I usually just do that, and it's like, boom, done, 1 second. And this time I was like, you need to enter your PIN. I was like, what fucking PIN?
Yeah, mine was doing that the other day where like it was being really slow and it wasn't registering stuff. Like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think mine was purely just a security thing, but I have no idea why I chose right now to do that. Whatever.
Yeah, 100%.
Here we are.
It's what it is.
Yeah, man.
So what's up?
Oh, what's up with you?
I don't know. Chilling. You know, don't say anything incriminating. This is live, and it'll always be on the internet somewhere.
Yeah. Always somewhere.
Let's see here. My freaking post is gold. The post I put on it's gold.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time I read it, I was like, what is going on here? Like, what are you doing? And then I went back and reread it. I was like, oh, look at that. How the mind plays tricks on us.
I read it wrong and was like, oh, I agree with that 100%. Fuck everything. Other people.
Ruben like called me and I was like, we were talking about it a little bit, and I was like, I wouldn't say that out loud, but I mean, I might think it, but I wouldn't say it out loud.
Vacation or vaccination, you might actually think it.
No, I don't know. I just think we need to get out of this thing, and that's the quickest way. Let's freaking do it.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk to Ruben about on Wednesday? That Alex
Chosen Ones.
Going to be there for?
Chosen Ones.
And are they on Spotify?
I don't know. Are they?
They must be. They were on Reaper. I mean,
yeah.
The way Reaper's being handled these days, I don't know that means anything.
Yeah. Shots fired there.
Nah, I'm just saying that it's. I mean, I could be taking the shots fired, but I don't think anyone's watching or gonna watch, and it's not a diss on Reaper. It's just that I think that a lot of people would agree Kitzel's priorities have shifted a little bit.
It's a cowboy.
No, now he's a fireman.
Oh, he's a fireman?
Yeah.
Is he a fireman like out in like the Midwest or
like
the West?
I don't know, but I know he's like
a smoke jumper.
No, he's like a volunteer fireman, I think. But that's why, like, if you look at his like profile picture, it's some kind of weird little firefighter thing, and he's been putting up all those like firefighter things.
That's cool.
So that's his seems to be his focus now.
That's cool. What is that noise? Who's making noise?
That noise?
Yeah.
Me playing with a candle lid.
Okay.
These Beats headphones pick up surprisingly a lot.
Yeah. So I don't know. So Kevin, he's good for a Sunday. We just gotta figure out the rest of it.
So is the plan only him, or what's going
no,
on?
No, I'm sure we'll have I want to get the whole band.
Okay.
If that's cool. I mean, I know you're cool. I gotta talk to Bill. Whether he's cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
We'll get Jeremy and Bill and Cac and Jeffers and Steve and Kevin and Chris McHale.
Is that the guy who replaced Kevin?
Let's get Chris McHale and Kevin on the podcast. That'd be incredible.
I really want to have that guy on.
Yeah. Dude, he is a fucking psycho.
Okay, you said it.
Yeah, I really want to have that guy on. So many questions.
Yeah. Is he around somewhere?
Jeremy texted me like probably a year ago now. He was just like, dude, I'm like Facebook friends with some girl and she posted this thing. And just
who's Larry Gargis?
That's Larry Bleachmouth.
Oh, cool.
He's like, yeah, so I clicked on it to read it, and fucking Chris McHale commented on it.
Oh, did he?
And yeah, which is weird because he totally killed himself at the Lynbrook, New York train station. Yeah, which is weird because he totally
Hold on, I gotta turn off his sound.
What do you mean he killed himself?
Oh, he he faked his own death on the Buffalo message board, like the Buffalo Show's message board, like shortly after he left town.
Do more people need to fake their deaths?
He was just like, he went on there and he was like, "Hey, my name's fucking Gary Thompson or whatever, and I was best friends with Chris McHale, and he totally threw himself in front of a train at the Lynbrook, New York train station last night. And I just thought that his friends in Buffalo might want to know." It's like, before I realized how crazy that dude was, I was friends with him. I was probably his best friend in town for a good chunk of the time that he was here.
Yeah.
And then I realized how fucked up he was, and I kind of backed away a little bit. Also, he fucked me over pretty good on some. He was like, "Oh, I'll help you out. I'll sell some stuff on eBay for you because I'm unemployed and whatever." And then he like pocketed cash and never sent stuff out, and a bunch of people, but he like did stuff in my name, and it was my stuff. I did it from like a totally honest and legitimate place, but he fucked around with it in a way that I didn't know was happening. And then, I ended up as like listed as a bad trader on a bunch of stuff and whatever, and I had to go through and like methodically make it right with every person that he fucked over in my name.
Yeah, Larry, you definitely just saw my ugly mug.
I can see the chat now. It says 3 people are watching. I don't know if that includes us, but it can't include us because that'd be 4.
Yeah, because we're on it. Yeah.
Oh, there's Derek.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Old vertical Derek.
He's the
Portrait
vert.
orientation Derek.
Can I change it now?
Yeah, you just.
I don't know how that works.
You just flip your. Ooh, there you go.
There he is.
Oh,
Horizontal.
fucking cooking with gas, boys.
Freaking horizontal.
I heard you
Amazing.
talking about Chris McHale.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, my wife had dated him or went on a date with him or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Give
she
her my
realized-
condolences.
Yeah, she realized how fucking crazy he was, like after the second date or something.
Yeah.
The dude was like crying because she wouldn't kiss him or something. Fucking weird.
Cool. He was cool and good and stuff. When
Chris McHale, if you're out there, get in here right now. Or somebody knows Chris McHale. Have him get in here.
Bring him in.
Let's do
when
this.
when they were looking for a new singer for The Control, he obviously went and tried out, and Jeremy was like, "Hey man, I gotta ask you, like, Chris McHale came and tried out to sing for The Control, and he was fucking awesome. Like, is there anything I need to know?" I was like, "Dude, straight up, hard no. Like, hard fucking no."
You warned him.
And he was just like, fuck it, let's do it anyway. And I told him, I was just like, the guy's fucking crazy, he's unreliable, and he is super fucking emotionally volatile.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy just fucking did it anyway, and then it blew up in the space of what, 3 shows or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was the first. The first show. They played one show here, right?
They went out of town, so they did their last show with Kevin at Cruise Inn.
Okay.
And then they went through all the shit, getting Chris up to speed with practice and everything. And then they went out. They played a couple shows with him. I know for a fact that Buffalo was not the first show on that tour, and it was early in the tour. But then at the Buffalo show, it got shut down. Chris threw a tantrum. Bill was just like it got shut down. The cops were there, and Chris was like freaking the fuck out. And Bill was like, "Dude, you got to calm down." And Chris said to him, "You're not my fucking dad." And he just walked away, and that was the end of the band. That's a little bit of a distillation, but it's true to the course of events.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Larry's comment?
Yeah.
It's very true.
Maybe I could send him an invite on. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I'll send him an invite.
Yeah, get in here. It'll be great.
You know, I was supposed to try out for The Control.
You
way
were?
back in the day, yeah.
I was too, and I tried to do it through. I forget who I talked to about it, and they're just like, because I still lived in PA. I was like, yeah, that'll be cool. And I was like, okay, great, I'll be back this weekend. Oh, that's not going to work out. Like, just say you don't want me to. Like, it would just be easier to just say, don't bother than to like jerk me around like this.
I was going to, but I was like friends with Chris at the time, and I didn't want to step on his toes. I mean, I'm not going to say that I thought that I think it would have definitely like been fucking great or something, but
Yeah,
You know,
me
it was
and
definitely
Phil
good.
Barrios were gonna try out, but then Kevin like blew them away, I think, and that was it. Well, when at the
in
beginning.
Oh,
the
yeah.
original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the original, the first time. But I think Kevin was super awesome.
When I first heard the Control with Kevin singing, I was just like, okay, Jeremy's got his wish of a Kid Dynamite band, because that's what it sounded like to me in the very beginning.
Yeah, that's what that first stuff was kind of like. It
Yeah,
was a
and
lot
that- and
different
that's
than
what-
the
at the
later
time-
stuff was.
Yeah, but that's what he wanted at that time, was to like a Kid Dynamite band. Like I remember him being like, "Oh, if I do a new band, I want it to sound like Kid Dynamite," which he'll probably deny.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it sounded like Kid Dynamite, but I could see where he'd say that.
Yeah, I see where like
Yeah.
that Cycle
I
Never
think
Ends song. That was kind of
it
like
sounds
Kid
like
Dynamite-ish.
a small handful of Kid Dynamite songs.
Yeah,
But like the same way that fuck, what's that song? It's like a pretty direct Gorilla Biscuits ripoff. Regardless, whatever. Like they had songs that were not at all representative of their sound. I think that, but they still fit. Like they still like folded in nicely with everything.
Yeah.
I think that the Control sounded like maybe a couple of those songs, but not like what you think of when you think of the sound of Kid Dynamite.
Mhm.
Right.
I think
So,
for me, I think it was more his vocal style was similar to the guy from Kid Dynamite's in the beginning. Like I kind of stopped paying attention after the demo because I'm that guy.
I could see where you'd say that. Definitely has that like kind of raspy.
Snotty.
Yeah.
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 And that's at that time my least interesting vocal style. Like I had zero interest in that vocal style. That's why I really didn't get into Kid Dynamite. Like I was like, oh, you're trying to sound like Rancid?
What were you into at that point?
What are we talking, like 99, 2000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
October '99 is when they started. Yeah.
Avail, Marauder, and Boy Sets Fire.
Wow, that's a weird grouping.
Have you heard the Marauder with Eddie Leeway singing?
Yeah, I think I don't think it's very good, and I think people overhype it. Like it's
It's a cool curiosity.
Yeah. Did you hear it at the time or now?
what's that?
Did you hear it at the time or did you hear it now?
Now being like 10 years ago,
Okay. So after it was done.
after the fact, yeah. Like I
Okay.
didn't even really know about it, and I remember being like, "Oh, this should be awesome," and then listening to it was like, "Oh, these are some of Eddie's like worst vocals," and it doesn't fit this at all. And people being like, "This is what Marauder should have been." Don't understand Marauder.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've had the Eddie and Minus demos as like MP3s for a long time,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I still like Jorge to me is like that's
That's
it.
Lee. I mean, that's
I
that's-
mean, like it.
the others are cool. Like
The
no
Minus stuff,
disrespect
the
to
Minus
anybody
stuff is
involved.
cool, but fucking Jorge killed it. Like he's what took them to that level.
yeah,
you know?
definitely.
You know, they would have just been a demo band if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, I mean, it also the guy's, 5'4" with a rat tail, and I'm like he's legitimately terrifying.
He doesn't have the rat tail anymore. That was like for like 20 minutes 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like the smallest man that I'm legitimately scared of. I think.
You should be.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a Sunset Skin. Those dudes were no joke.
Who are we talking about?
George from Marauder
Okay.
or Jorge, depending on the day of the week.
Yeah. So are the Chosen Ones on Spotify or
Weird
not?
when they tour Germany though.
What's
Sorry.
this about? What's that?
Nothing. I just
Are the Chosen Ones on Spotify? Did someone check?
Oh, I don't know. I'm on my phone. I don't want to fuck this up.
Okay. Fair enough. Fine.
Yeah, Chosen Ones have both the single and the album on Spotify.
Okay. You're gonna be in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I got a.
Second
So
dose.
my second dose is at like 6:19 p.m. in
So
Pittsburgh.
why don't you just join? Like, are you driving back then?
Yeah, that was the plan. I mean,
Okay. Okay.
Are you going by yourself? You can't be in the passenger seat and be doing like fucking Hidden City on the go.
Just put a thing up there. Just talk to us like on the, in the car, man.
Yeah, man.
Try it.
I'll give it a rip. I mean, it's a boring
Breaking new
drop.
ground. Like we're pushing boundaries.
If it sounds like shit, we'll tell you to get off, but it might be cool.
Yeah, I mean, Ruben's not really like my hugest fan in the whole world.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with the dude. Like, I don't care about like Ruben and I at different times have been like really cool, and then we've butted heads and whatever. Like, I don't fucking care. I don't have a problem with the dude. But also, I acknowledge the fact that sometimes he gets a bug in his ass about me, and like that's fine, whatever. But
We're all older now, though, man. I think he's pretty much said that when I was talking to him earlier. We're all older now. Like, fuck all that shit, dude.
Yeah, man.
Everything's cool now.
that's cool.
We're all like almost 40 or in our 40s or whatever. So it's all
Or
good.
50s, whatever.
We're all old.
Some of us have blown straight through our 40s, well
Fucking
past
rear view mirror.
the peak of the hill.
Rear view mirror, buddy. Fifth fucking level. Fifth fucking level.
Nice. So it says 6 people are watching us. That's cool.
I wish
I'm
it
into
was,
that.
like, you could see who that is. Hey, people comment, say stuff. Let's make us talk.
Yeah, if you're
about
watching,
things.
get in here. Or say something. Or
Yeah, or talk shit, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, that's what this is about.
oh wait, here he is.
Who is it?
And Larry.
Oh, I thought he wasn't coming in.
I wasn't.
wrangling some kids.
Oh,
There he is.
man.
Not much. How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah, hold on. one
Chilling?
second.
do you
Yeah,
know,
I-
do you know these guys, Larry? Have you met any of these guys?
I have not.
Now I
not had the
have.
pleasure.
I'm Mark.
Hi, Mark.
My name's under my face.
Dave,
Say himself.
Dave and Tim. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex and Derek. Sorry.
Oh, man.
No, it's nice to meet you all.
Cool.
I
Make it.
well, I put my oldest on toddler duty. That's the benefit of having a soon-to-be 19-year-old and a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. So, you know,
Mine just went to sleep.
Dude, you were just about at the finish line. And then
Started back again.
they keep asking for babies. No, I just, my wife's a little bit younger than I am. She's 8 years younger than I am. So, she was like, "Are you game for it?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it." And here I am, 48 with fucking toddlers. It's
Awesome, man.
kind of nuts, but
That's rough.
You can do it, man. You've done it before. You can do it again.
well, here's the thing. Even if I didn't have toddlers at home, I teach special ed preschool. So yeah, I mean, I'm surrounded by children all fucking day.
you know what's up.
And the other, and it was, I was looking for adult conversation the other night, but I was so disappointed that I had to talk with Chris.
Nice.
Zing. Oh, so another reason why I made a point to get my son to take on those duties for me. After I got off line with Chris the other night, I remembered a story that involves Buffalo
Oh boy.
and Akron, not with you, Chris, about it was maybe 20 years ago. There's a club in downtown called the Lime Spider, and I was there hanging out with a guy who played drums in one of my old bands, and he introduced me to this gal, and turns out that she was the model for the Goo Goo Dolls Dizzy Up the Girl LP.
Oh,
And she's from here.
Oh.
And he was
let's
dating
track her
her.
down. Get her on the show.
Yeah,
Talk
right.
about the experience.
I just text Joe. I said, "Hey, that girl you were dating back then, is she still around?" He goes, "No." And I said, "Oh well, okay, And he goes, He goes, "You're married. Are you being a creep?" I'm like, "No, motherfucker, no." I'm not. And I explained. I said, "There's my buddy of mine does a podcast with some of his friends about Buffalo, blah blah," and and then he still accused me of being a creep anyway.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
On a recent-ish Metallica record, there's like an ultrasound of a baby or some shit on there.
Mhm.
It's Sweeper's sister's kid.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
No clue.
Well, they're from San Francisco. Does she live in San Francisco?
Yeah,
Maybe that has something to do with it.
maybe.
Weird.
Like, who sets
So-
up that audition? I need to see ultrasounds of babies. That's
Oh, Chris,
yeah.
you got up and walked around. That's a Smokey. If you get up and walk around wearing a cast, that's a Smokey.
So I did that because I have a weird lag that happens, and I have to get as close to the router as I can because Larry was like chopping up, and I couldn't understand what he was saying.
Okay.
That was my
So-
accent.
Yes, yeah, that Akron accent fucked me all up, so I had to walk around. I had to pull a Smokey.
So you can't see who's watching your cast, your live, unless they engage in the
Comments.
comments.
How many do we have watching? You people better start engaging. We want to know who's
Right.
there.
Anger's in the comments.
I saw. Like, talk shit, get hit. Who do we talk shit about? Who should we start on?
Who can we talk about?
Pat
We
just
already start
texted
with Chris
me.
McHale.
Yeah, Pat just texted me about this. So he's watching, but he's a fucking coward.
Let's talk about Pat Rhodes. Come on, what can we say about Pat Rhodes, man?
I don't even know who that is.
Pat of the alleged, right? Or no,
Yeah,
Devil's Advocate. Excuse me.
Devil's Advocate. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Didn't that band have a song about like wishing an underage girl would choke on the next penis she put in her mouth?
Oh, that was the sweeper. Sweeper.
I think that she was barely of age, but yes. Also, that
Maybe Pat Rhodes can clarify.
that wasn't him. That was Old Man Broom.
Yeah, Sweeper definitely sang that song.
But if they were both in the band,
Wait, Sweeper sang a Devil's Advocate song?
Yeah,
Two of them.
Really?
yeah.
I guess I should go back and listen to that.
I saw him perform it once.
Yeah.
At
Some basement.
DJ's. At what's that?
It was in some basement that I saw him with
The
Internal Affairs.
the best show that band ever played. DJ Elmer from what was that band? To This Day.
Yeah. The singer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he graduated from high school, and he had a backyard graduation party that like where they rented a PA, and they fucking had a show for like 20 people in his backyard, and it was Devil's Advocate and DJ's band.
Yeah.
I mean, other
DJ's
than the
whole
bands-
family, like DJ's fucking grandmother was there. Sweeper, drunk as shit at like fucking 4 p.m. Standing in the middle of a lawn in Grand Island, just fucking gets up there and screams into the mic, "I hope you fucking choke on the next dick you suck." It was the best.
Oh, there's so many Sweeper stories to tell. Do we tell them?
Yeah, absolutely.
You should
No.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So if you start telling these stories, start riffing on these. When ZT finally does that reunion and I actually make a trip to Buffalo, is my being on this call going to get my ass kicked from all
Not by,
shit
not by
years about to do?
Sweeper. Not by Sweeper.
I know better than to say anything negative about anybody ZT related.
No,
So.
I didn't mean to say Z. I just
I
am I gonna catch some buffalo beef because I was joking with Chris the other day. I said, "Y'all's petty, man."
We tone it down. I don't know why we think it's okay to do it now, but we on the podcast itself, we tone down.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's nothing been said that I felt was untoward listening, but when I chat with you afterwards, Chris, sometimes you say stuff and I'm just like, man, you guys are some gross
Yeah, I'll be right there.
dudes, man.
Yeah.
Judah,
Yeah.
come here.
Uh-oh.
Say hi to the podcast.
What's
What's up, Judah?
He's like, I'm out of here.
You know, regarding Mark's politically charged T-shirt, which I 100% agree with the sentiment of, am I out of line in thinking that it kind of undermines the seriousness of the point that it's made in fucking Comic Sans?
I didn't even know what it's. What does it say?
The I Can't Breathe shirt.
Oh,
And Mark did, that's just like what they all are. But whoever designed that did it in Comic Sans, and I think it just like, I don't know. It's
takes the wind out.
yeah.
Because of the name of the font or because of the font itself?
The font itself.
The font itself is basically just like the worst fucking thing in the world. They could have made it in papyrus, and I would take it more seriously.
Well, here's a question. Mark, being your friend, I know that you might be able to bring it up to him, but would you approach another black dude and say, "Hey, the font on that shirt ain't working"?
No.
Like I said, I 100%. I support the
I
idea.
hear what you're
100%.
saying, though, completely.
Yeah. Do you think that's a fair criticism, Mark?
What?
The I Can't Breathe shirt,
Yeah.
which I support conceptually 100%.
Yeah.
The fact that they got made using fucking caps lock Comic Sans, the fucking train wreck.
It's a very legible font.
The only worst option would have been fucking wingdings.
Oh, Zap Dingbats.
I did a what do you call those things? What do you call those blog sites that people used to have?
Live Journal?
No, not Live Journal. What the
Blog site?
was that?
Blogspot?
No, it was like
Tumblr?
Tumblr. Yeah, I had a Tumblr where I turned like different logos into Comic Sans. I gotta find it. I called it like Comic Sans World or something. Let me see. It was good. I did like a few of them.
Do you guys want to hear a good backyard show story since you were just talking about backyard shows?
I definitely do.
Okay, so we were on tour. It must have been like 02 or 03 maybe, and
Who are we?
I was in Don Austin. Anyway,
Crickets.
no, I mean that's why I didn't say it. It's perfectly fair. Anyway, my band was on tour, and we had traded shows with this guy from New Jersey, and he said, I got a show for it, and it's at this house. So I assumed a basement show, right? Reasonable enough. And we show up, and it's a backyard party for like these kids that were barely 16, and I was like 30 at the time. And it's like their parents are back there grilling, and there's like an above ground pool. And I shit you not, the band who was playing, of course we sort of snuck out, but the band who was playing, when we got there were kids like circle pitting in the above ground pool. And, we were like, are we really going to stay for this? And I'm like, that's, what are we going to do? Sit around and get drunk with their parents? The parents are our age. So I mean, it's like, let's just fucking leave.
Mark, did you play any backyard shows?
No.
How about Derek? I feel like you've got to have some like Dead Hard Tour stories.
I don't think we've ever played a backyard. We played a double wide trailer once at someone's house.
The inside?
Probably the weirdest place we ever
That
played.
sounds like a significant downgrade from outside.
Yeah.
It kind of was. We played with Colin of Arabia.
Oh.
Crime and Stereo. Yeah, it was weird.
How was that?
Show. I mean, like, as far as what, them?
I love Colin. I love Colin of Arabia. And I don't get to see them enough. But, like, I feel like that was probably, like, the heyday of Colin of Arabia. Like, what was that? What was like seeing them then?
At this show, it sucked.
Mm.
And plus, they had, like, some scabs. And it was they kind of were sloppy, but I mean, we're playing to like 10 people in a double wide trailer. So
Have you, Larry, have you ever heard Colin of Arabia?
I have not.
Illegal Exhibitions of Speed, I think, is the record. I think you would like it. It's fast and really angry.
Like him as a frontman is awesome.
Yeah, because he's fucking Colin.
And I've seen him like other times, and they were really good to watch. It's not really up my style, like my style of hardcore, but
oh, I love it. And Colin, like, I don't know if you watch any of the like This Is Hardcore or Hate 5-6 videos, Larry, but Colin a couple of years ago was at like This Is Hardcore. He goes to all This Is Hardcore, but for whatever reason he was up front a lot.
Yeah.
And there's 2 key videos. One of him picking up the stage and dropping it. And This Is Hardcore has like a big stage. Like it was an impressive feat of strength. And the other one, a kid went to stage dive and Colin just stopped him. Like just stopped him dead. I have to find it. It's so fucking funny.
I found it. I found the LP on YouTube. I'll have to listen to it.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
it was.
Yeah, I watched
fun.
I watched some of the This Is Hardcore stuff. It just depends on who's playing, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
I lean towards the faster stuff, but a good breakdown never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
You know,
I was at This Is Hardcore a couple years ago, and there was this guy. He was just like this fucking like 42-year-old fucking dork with a goatee who clearly was there just to see Civ, who he loved 20 years earlier and like had not listened to hardcore since. And he kept pulling the absolute worst stage dives that I've ever seen in my life, where he'd like crawl up on stage and basically just run and hop about like 3 inches and just whack people in the face with his dick. It was fucking terrible.
How do you know that wasn't like his thing? Like that's what
might have been
up for the wife later.
But maybe the 5th time he tried to get up, I grabbed the guy by one of his ankles as he was crawling up on stage and yanked him backwards off the stage. And then he tried again, and I did it again. And he looked like he wanted to fucking kill me. I was just like, dude, I'm doing you a favor. You look like a fucking moron. And he was bummed.
Oh.
Shocking, you bummed someone out at a show.
I mean, I'm strongly pro fun, categorically, but also you don't get to like just fucking ruin shit for other people.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colin Arabia though. That dude was awesome. Colin.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
So the band is named after him?
Yeah. That's how like awesome he is.
He's pretty intense.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out.
Which
Yeah,
part of the Arabian Peninsula is he from?
He was in either Desert Storm or whatever the one in the 2000s was. He joined the army and went over, so somebody just started calling him Colin of Arabia.
Interesting.
And
A little bit insensitive, but I'm for it.
yeah, and there I don't know if you ever watched those Boston Beatdown videos.
He's one
But
that punched
he's-
Moby or something like that.
Yeah, he's on it, and like I guess like it's the one of the like frat bros grabbed some girl's ass, and like she's like, that guy grabbed my ass, and he's just like, who, that guy? And before they even answer, it's like lays him out. And it was just like, yep, that's Colin.
Oh man.
How old is this guy?
Maybe around 40.
Yeah, I'm looking at the video of them from 2012 on Hate 5-6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say he's like mid 40s to 40, around there.
Yeah, it's probably around there.
Uh-huh. So, yeah. How's it going, guys?
When Larry was talking about Akron, I thought he was gonna lead into like a Mad Dog story.
What is Akron, New York?
Yeah.
Oh. Look, there's really only one Akron. All the other places are fucking. That's some pretend shit. There's one fucking Rubber City, and that is it. Everything else is
It's called the Rubber City.
well, yeah, because at the turn of the century, all the rubber companies that you know of, Goodyear, Firestone, Goodrich, Uniroyal, Indian, were all based in Akron. Goodyear's world headquarters is still here, and at that time, the city was on track to the population was exploding, and people were coming from all parts of the country to get jobs at the factories, and then of course they start moving the jobs elsewhere and moving to factories elsewhere, but yeah, it was called the Rubber City. In fact, for a long time, up through I think the 1950s, all the blimps in the United States were manufactured here. So yeah, but that seriously, it's called the Rubber City. That's,
I mean, Buffalo is the nickel city, but it's also known as the Queen City.
That's what they call Cincinnati too. They call it the
Yeah.
Queen City. I don't know why, but because Cincinnati's not even really a part of Ohio.
It's
so.
practically Kentucky. Fuck 'em.
A buddy of mine was talking about how different the demographic in Northeast Ohio is compared to the rest of the other state, with the exception of maybe like Columbus. And I made the joke. I said, "Yeah, we're gonna build a wall around Akron and make Canton, Ohio, pay for it." Canton's like 20 minutes south, and it's like this really regressive, religious-driven town. I know, Timken and Diebold were based in there, and but it's a fucking dump. I don't know. That's all I can say. My friends from Canton get mad when I shit talk it, and I'm like, because it fucking sucks. It's it's horrible. Like, well, we don't like Akron. I'm like, and that's fair, but I'm right, you're wrong. It's
I was in Akron like 2 summers ago. We played some show with a band called Cue Ball. Have you heard of it?
Yeah. They just released the tape on Delayed Gratification, which I think is that cat is either from Columbus or Cleveland, but those guys are really, and forgive me, I don't know how old you guys are, but those guys in Cue Ball are really fucking young, and it's not what do the kids say nowadays? It's not my lane at all.
Yeah.
It
wasn't my lane either, so.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. They were nice enough individuals, but I was just like,
You fucking cop?
Huh?
You a fucking cop? Individuals?
Well, I mean, I'm a punk rock hardcore cop. I mean, if you want to, I had issued them a couple fucking citations. What do you want me to do? Your mosh part was too fucking long. Your fast parts were only half the time speed they should have been. So,
reverse that shit.
Yeah, I took home their fucking guarantee that night because we weren't fucking playing shit right. No, but there are a couple of really good bands from here. There's this one called Wall Creeper that all their previous material just got released on cassette, and they've got an LP come out, and they're pretty good. And this other band, Feds, is
they
really
are
good.
cops.
No, actually, they have a song. It's called "What the Fuck Taco Bell," and it's about their singer was getting hassled by the police when he was getting a burrito, and it's just he goes on this real intense diatribe, and they're FSU related, so they're definitely not into cops.
Yeah.
So
whatever happened to the band Upon Instinct from Columbus? Do you know? Do you have any idea? Are those guys all just completely gone? Is one of them still floating around?
Last time
do you even know what I'm talking about?
I do. The last time I heard anything about them was that Palm Sunday show where supposedly one of those dudes cut Dwid's mic cord with that knife, and then depending on who you get the story from, Dwid chased him out of the club with a gun, Frank chased him out of the club with a gun, or there was no gun, or that was the last time I heard of any of those kids.
You can watch the video and nobody chases anybody. I mean, with those dudes,
I was at the show. I mean, that didn't happen. I mean, now if something happened outside and somebody was shooting, that's one thing, but that's what people tell me. But unless I fucking see it, man, it's all horse shit.
Yeah,
It's weird. Most WID stories usually only have one very reliable version.
That's so weird.
So weird.
Well, Chris and I were just talking about this. I mean, like, I have friends from Cleveland, and I like a lot of the bands, but I'll be honest with you, man, the myth making that comes out of that town, it's fucking absurd, man. It's like absolutely absurd. It's just.
I will say that Dwid has done an amazing job of getting all of those people to pimp his merch. He doesn't even have to print it.
No.
Like, there's so many Integrity merch companies right now. Like, he just has to sit back and collect his cut. Like, good job. Bravo, sir.
Well, he's never needed the money to begin with, but kudos, congrats, you know.
Yeah. Like, how many different people can you get to print the same fucking skull? And they're all stoked to do it.
True.
And they're all charging fucking $22 for a one-sided, one-color T-shirt. So
For the same fucking skull, like, fucking Jerry Only needs to go to him and be like, yo, so how do you sell these skulls? Because I can't do it in this day and age. Like, what am I doing wrong?
Well, he's only doing something that's been well established, you know, in hardcore punk. Find, you know, something that's not yours, appropriate it, and then popularize it, you know, as far as your artwork goes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I'm just saying, his Fingallying, getting people, like, I think there's, last count, I think there's 4 or 5 different merch companies selling the same Integrity stuff. They just do different colors from each other.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I really kind of quit paying attention to them in the early to mid 90s. I was over it. You know, when you're around that group for a long enough time, you're just kind of like, yeah, you just check out and that's that. But, you know, I do occasionally see a lot of people who are like, 20, 30 years younger than me rocking those shirts, man. So he must be doing something right still.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's starter pack shit, you know.
Derek with the shots.
It is. I mean, like, I don't know.
If you're a Posse kid, you get your first Bold shirt. If you're not a Posse kid, you get your first Integrity shirt, starter pack style.
Kind of, yeah.
Do you remember the first hardcore shirt you ever bought? Any of you?
Fine
I do.
line?
I do. I actually still have it.
What was it?
COC Animosity.
Nice. The first shirt I remember buying, but it wasn't the first shirt that I got, was the Uniform Choice Use Your Head shirt, which I wish I still had, but I lost about 28 years ago in a laundromat incident.
Yeah, you guys got like cool band shirts. I got some like shitty local band. So
It's very
remember.
possible my first shirt was a Goo Goo Dolls shirt, though. It's very possible.
I mean, my first concert T-shirt was when I went and saw Chris Cross. So fuck everyone. But also, the first time that I remember specifically, like, oh fuck, I got this shirt. This is so cool. Was like in like 1998 when Underdog reunited, and they
You
played
went to
it.
the show. You went to the show at the show place.
Yeah,
How was it?
Oh, it's awesome.
they
Dude, I
were
loved it.
incredible.
That show was
Nope.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I feel
so
like
good.
they didn't get anywhere near the response in hindsight that they deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree
It's
with that.
funny, like you hear people say that show was terrible. Like they were terrible at the show. I'm like, I remember it being great.
I
The
remember
response
Underdog
kind of
them
sucked though.
blowing me away. I thought they were fucking incredible.
Yeah, I
Ensign,
was stoked.
that was with Ensign and Sick of It All, I believe, right?
Vision played,
Yeah, sounds right.
Oh, and Vision, yeah.
yeah.
I really
I mean,
like
Vision bummed me out because they didn't really play much old stuff, and I didn't like any of their like mid '90s and later contribution.
I remember a handful of the songs off of Blink of an Eye.
Yeah, a handful, but not like Vision. Like 10 years ago, I would see them, and if they did a 15-song set, 13 of those songs were a blink of an eye.
Right.
I'm
So
like,
jumping back to Integrity, when Gizm did the when Relapse did the Detestation reissue, I saw this shirt on their website when I was ordering the record, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I'll grab it." Right? Just real like basic Gizm shirt.
Mhm.
I got it when it showed up, and it turns out that's the back, and I accidentally ordered this.
Can barely
It's
make it
just
out.
completely fucking insane, and it's also like it says coronavirus blood sample on it. So I accidentally ordered that fucking hot garbage shirt because I thought that the back print was the front print. It was just a one-sided shirt.
Oh man.
That's nice. It's nice.
Speaking of integrity. Yeah. What can you do?
I got the whatever the not that one, but whatever the really plain one is with maybe like a skull or something on it. I'm not sure where it is. I got too many shirts and cats turn them into beds and I never see them again.
Yeah, if I don't have like 500 plus shirts, I'd be legitimately shocked.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta restock my Depop pretty bad because I gotta get rid of shit.
I'm just too lazy to sell stuff. I don't even care about most of it because I've never been a shirt guy. I just have a million shirts.
My shirts are sitting in a bin in my attic right now. That I like the only shirts that I have out are like that Snapcase Body Goes Numb shirt and like a Dead Heart shirt. That's it.
I've only got like 4 or 5 shirts that are band related at this point. I mean, I've had hundreds over the years probably, but I just I moved a lot and I would just lose stuff or exes would take them or whatever, you know. But the 5 I have, I just like I'm boxing these up and keeping them, you know. The only other shirts I have are like some of my band shirts because our guitar player used to make these absurd designs and they were always pretty fun. So I'd keep those.
Yeah.
Other than that, Stacy shirt, I've got a little Fury Tour shirt, Slayer shirt. Maybe I've only got the 3. I don't know what the other 2 are. Off the top of my head. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it. It's a lot of shirts.
Dude, it's a problem. Like, I'll get a new one in the mail and be like, oh, great, I got another shirt. And I'll be like, oh, and I still have these like 5 bins of shirts that I don't wear. I need to figure something out.
I have 6 full totes in my mother's attic, like, 15 miles from where I live.
Yeah, but how many heaters are in there? I feel like those are probably old shirts.
A lot of them are old. I did sell this watch here. Used to be probably 25 shirts.
Really?
I don't know what that means.
I
traded
sold
it.
off. I just sold off a bunch of shirts and bought a nice watch. Because the fuck am I going to do?
We need to get a picture of Sweeper's mock turtleneck short sleeve zero tolerance shirt.
When I heard about that on the podcast, I had to actually back up and listen to that again to make sure I heard it correctly.
Short sleeve mock turtleneck zero tolerance shirt.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Was there only one made?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
And they like, I don't know, like they would do the zero tolerance bars on the long sleeves down here for like, because apparently Brian Foister printed up most of the shirts. And he would do special one-offs or whatever.
That's cool.
And when I did the zero tolerance long sleeves, like when I did those shirts, I did long sleeves. I did that too, where I put it on the thing. And Jeremy Smith was like, I need a long sleeve I need the things there. And I was like, oh, the place can't do that. And then like I'm wearing mine. He's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, it was a test run.
Was he critical of the design afterwards?
Shots fired.
Not to me.
I'm just repeating something Chris said.
Oh, Derek, edit that out.
Too late, it's live. Do it live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jeremy's fucking great. He's a lot, but he's a good friend and a good dude.
Yeah,
I don't want
totally,
anybody
absolutely.
listening to this to think that we're like, actually trying to give anybody grief.
No,
I don't-
we all love Jeremy.
I don't know him except for online. I did meet him years and years ago when he came down for a Bloodlet show that one of my bands played, where we ended up fighting a bunch of Nazis, and I had met him
Remember that
then.
show. I
And
remember hearing about that show.
yeah, it was pretty fucking absurd.
How'd you like the PowerPoint presentation about how your band could improve afterward?
Well, let me tell you, it didn't improve. But I should have listened to Jeremy. You know,
Oh,
he bought one of our records at the show and gave it back to me with a bunch of post-it notes stuck all over it with advice on how we should use that as a means to improve, our staff. So it was just a PowerPoint. He gave me notes like it was a Hollywood script and said, "Here, do these things. It'll be better." And it didn't work out.
and you didn't do them, and you weren't better, and here you are
Yeah, talking with Chris Wyatt.
talking with me. Yep, everyone's favorite person.
Rob of No Way Out is listening.
Rob Antonucci?
Rob of No Way Out.
Yeah.
Rob Way Out.
No way, Rob.
No Way Rob.
No, but I do like Jeremy. He seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was pissing and moaning about the reissue cover for the Negative Approach 7-inch, and
Are you sure this isn't about somebody else? You're not.
well, what I was gonna say was I told him I didn't like the new cover either, so he sent me a PDF of an old version of the original version of the 7-inch, and he said, "Here, I've printed one out for mine. You can have one now too." And I'm like, "Perfect,"
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Jeremy texted me out of nowhere, like ages ago, months, maybe a year ago, I don't know, asking me if I had the Turning Point discography on vinyl, like the actual, the vinyl pressing of the discography.
mhm.
The Think Fast one?
Yeah, on Think Fast. And I was like, "Yeah, I do. I have a copy of that." He's like, "Oh, cool. Check your Facebook Messenger. I just sent you a link." And it was a PDF of a 7-inch cover because that
For the demo, yeah.
2 LPs and then a 7-inch of the demo thrown in there. And he just sent me an unsolicited PDF of a cover, a really simple cover that he made for the demo 7-inch. Which, it's cool, but I just think it's funny that he's done that for more than one thing.
He's never done that for me. Just putting that out there. So I see where I am in these things.
Well, you didn't follow the PowerPoint, Chris, and therefore you don't get the freebies.
He sent me the new tuning stuff.
Yeah, he sent me that too. Yeah, he did do that. But he sent it, whatever the file was he sent it in, it deleted after like 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
I just downloaded it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I didn't check it again. I listened to it once and I liked it. I liked it more than the last record.
He said, "Whatever you do, don't fucking share this with Larry."
Really? Oh, Larry, I was thinking. For some reason, I was thinking Larry Ransom. I was like, that's fucking weird.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's really well recorded. It's very beefy sounding.
Yeah.
I like that
Larry.
the records.
Pick up that was an Inside Out cover on there. The one song.
Yeah.
Larry, what's your favorite Buffalo band?
Oh, Zero Tolerance, hands down.
Okay, what's your second favorite Buffalo band?
I don't know. I mean, I don't. Maybe Cannibal Corpse. I don't know much about Buffalo. And once Chris was talking about the podcast, it was like an opportunity for me to check out new bands. I do like They Live.
Yeah.
And I do have a second favorite Buffalo band, Pure Heel.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Chris specifically before he even did the pod with you guys. He goes, "I know this is totally up your alley. Check it out. And I liked it a lot. So I've been listening to them a little bit, quite frequently actually recently. So Zero Tolerance, then Pure Heel. But beyond that, I don't have a working knowledge of Buffalo other than, it's cold and there's a team called the Bills and a team called the Sabres, and that's about it,
So when you were with Crunch Phase, I believe Kev sent you like the Discontent 7-inch and something else. And I remember the review of the Discontent 7-inch was really, really bad.
Was it me?
Oh, yeah, of course it was.
No, not always. Come on, man.
And Discontent's biggest opportunity was they would just can you go on to the NCS Instagram, Mark?
Yeah.
Tom Brose just said he wanted to come on and talk about the AF show. So if you can reply to him on the Instagram and see if he still wants to or if he was kidding.
All right, hold on.
Are you cool with Tom Brose, Larry?
Yeah, I've never really met Tom. We've chatted online. I knew Steve best of. No, that's not true. I knew Jay Keebler best of the Confront guys, and then Steve after that. But I had never really had an opportunity to meet Tom. We talked online briefly, but I don't know Tom. So,
I'm going to send him a link.
Cool.
Let me
Hopefully he'll
see.
come in.
We have a max of 6 in the thing.
That'll
So,
do it. That'll fill it out.
Yeah.
Buffalo and Cleveland. And the Akron Connect.
That's the wrong thing. Hold on.
Which AF show is it? The one at Pipe Dragon?
Metal Shop. The Metal Shop show where some things happened and their shirts were getting burned outside.
AF shirts?
Yeah.
Oh. Funny.
Let's
Could be a good
see
story
here.
then.
Yeah, totally. If he comes in. But yeah, so the review of this, like, they had a really bad habit. The choruses would just be the name of the song over and over and over.
It's
Mhm.
Slapshot.
No, not even as good as that. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that was the inspiration.
Was it an early issue?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Because later on, John quit letting me do reviews because I would just, shit all over bands that I didn't like, and he felt that it was preventing him from getting free records. That's exactly what he said to me.
And
I was like,
I understand that because when you reviewed, and I don't know why I remember this, I remember stupid shit. But when you reviewed some Endpoint, yes, yeah, you want to tell him the review?
I don't remember it. I just remember I shit all over it. And, look, I stand by it. I did not like Endpoint at all. However, I did get to know Rob, and I like him very much as a person. I felt his bands later on were better. It was funny because we went to a show in DeKalb. We went to go see Integrity play. I've got a really funny story about that too.
Is that the show that
where Tony Victory was doing push-ups in the corner because he thought he was going to fight Dwid? Yes.
So he did that at a lot of shows because at a Face Value show that I was at in DeKalb, he was doing push-ups before Face Value played so he could take his shirt off in the pit.
Okay, well that's even lamer. So we pulled up and Rob comes up. He goes, "Hey, you're that guy who wrote that really horrible review?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And and I said, "Look, and he was giving me a bunch of shit, but he saw I was just like, well, I'm not going to back down from it. If I hurt your feelings, I am actually sorry, but I fucking hated it. I mean, and then after that, he was just like, okay, and it was fine. He did me a couple favors later on. Like I put on a benefit show for the human rights campaign here in Ohio, and I needed a band that was going to draw, and, I wasn't going to ask any of the Cleveland bands. So I just reached out to him and I said, "Hey, would you come up and do this? I'll meet whatever guarantee you guys have, if you have a guarantee." Mm-hmm. And they drove all the way from Louisville and they played the show. And when they went to leave, they were packed up and they were trying to pull off. And I was like, "Yo, I need to pay you." They're like, we don't want the money. And so I had to force the money on those guys. They drove all the way from Louisville to do that show for us. and they tried to walk out with no money. But I paid them well. We still made enough to, give the Human Rights Campaign a pretty nice chunk of change, But he's a good dude, I mean, I'm one of the few people where, well, I don't want to say I'm one of the few people. That's insane because there's plenty of people like this. But, being a nice person goes a much longer way with me than whether your band's any good. I mean, I'll give you a wider berth if you're a fucking cool person, and I'll try to, but I didn't know him beforehand. So I totally crapped all over his band. But he's a good dude. That's the long and short of it.
Yeah. So the review,
He's a good dude whose
from what I
band you
remember,
think sucks.
Wow,
Sorry.
yeah. The review, from what I remember, it was specifically for the song "Promise," and the review is something like "Promise you'll never make any more music like this" or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
He purposely at that show called me out from the stage, just like, yeah, this one's for Larry because it's his favorite too. He was breaking my balls. I mean, he gave it as good as I gave it back to him, So I was all right with that, But yeah, at that show, it was at the height of the Integrity versus Victory Records thing, like when they were at odds and Dwid was all GG'd out. He's wearing like a jean jacket with like a leopard print, like fur, like stitched to it, and a Sam Hain shirt, and was walking around doing that thing where he juts out his chin and looks at people like that and shit.
If you haven't seen it, it was fucking ridiculous.
I was, we were there with, we were staying at Jeff John's, and we had met Brummel the night before because he was still working at Baker Square at the time. And he seemed all right. I mean, whatever. So we go to the show, and then there's a whole big to-do, and they're seriously doing that kindergarten thing where they're shoulder to shoulder going in circles going, do something. Like, that's not hyperbole. I'm not fucking making it. It's like, that's what was happening. And it was so funny because Murad goes, you're both fucking pussies. Fight or shut up, like that, or something dumb like that. And it was ridiculous, So the next day we were in Chicago and we were at Brummel's apartment. He was going on and on about it, and I just kind of said, "Well, dude, if you had a chance to fight him, and you didn't fight him." And he goes, "Get out of my apartment, you fucking fag," or something like that. I'm like, all right, dude, whatever. I'm 5'7" and $150, and I bet I'd mop the floor with you. Such a fucking asshole.
I hope you walked out with a bunch of Victory Records. Like, all right, I'm leaving, and just grab a box and walk.
No. Well, John was mad at me. He goes, "Do you always have to be so combative with people?" And I'm like, "Yo, who are you fucking talking to, dude? You alienate people way faster than me." So.
It's funny. It's funny that he was mad at you about that when he later in Crunchface wrote up that like fucking Tony Victory has AIDS thing.
I don't remember that, but I believe it. I trust you 100% that did happen.
I'm pretty sure it's
What's
in
this
one of the
about?
issues. So Larry was involved with Crunchface. Crunchface would pick up any of the Cleveland fights, and Johnny Ultraviolence, the main guy behind Crunchface, wrote this like this piece about kind of letting everyone know that Tony Victory got admitted to the hospital because he had a persistent cough, and it turned out he has AIDS.
Oh, I remember that now. I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and people believed it.
He had a long-standing beef with Erba, and it was based around
Flare jeans.
Yeah, flare jeans and the hell's that? It was based around John's girlfriend or something like that, and we were starting to do shows in the basement of the Crunchface house, and Erba caught wind of it, and they were going to try to do shows in a club in Akron. And John wrote this big thing called "Tony Erba Can Suck It," and put out this flyer. And everybody in town, everybody in Akron, just didn't show up to the gig, and it was like this huge thing. And he signed my name to it, and it was like. you know, I didn't do anything to dissuade anybody's opinion about whether I wrote it or not. I just kind of said, well, you know, I mean, because at that point, his beefs were automatically becoming mine and Rick's and Sean's, just because he was the mouthpiece, you know, and so the rest of us were just kind of like, you know, left holding the bag sometimes with regards to some of that shit. So, but Tony and I eventually worked it out.
Did you see the picture of last time Integrity played Chicago, and apparently Brummel went and was like trying to get a high five from DeWitt, and DeWitt just looks at him, turns around like while they're playing. It's fucking great.
Weird.
It's so weird, but it's so awesome.
Weird.
Man, hardcore doesn't beef like it used to.
Not at all. Remember the spoiler flyer?
I was just gonna bring that up because everybody thought it was me and Bouth.
Yo, well, I'm gonna go grab it. It's in my safe. That's where it is. Hold on.
This is safe. So, some guys did a spoiler flyer, and it was like naming all the people in the scene that they didn't like or whatever. And I forget who it was, but somebody went up to Jeremy Smith and was like, "Who made this flyer?" And Jeremy was like, "Well, it wasn't my friends in this place or this place or this place or this place." And the person was like, "I knew it's fucking Chris White and Eric Bouth," and turned around and like walked away. And he didn't say, "No, it's not." So everybody thought that me and Eric Bouth did the spoiler flyer. Actually, the spoiler flyer is why me and Titus became friends.
Like, it says to Mark Miller from the spoiler, and this is the spoiler flyer. Still have this. This thing is this thing is 97. This thing is 24 years old. This flyer.
Yeah, it was when me and Bouth lived together. That's why people thought it was us.
Yeah. Amongst the people on here, Marcus Miller and Jen, Ravers, Sam 22, Whitelighters, Nazis, Steve Tightass, Ron Twitchdance, Eric Threshold, Ilya, parentheses, Bert's Bitch, 315 Straight Edge, Todd Strong, Matt Dente, PC Canucks, The Liberator, and DOC Crew.
I mean, about half of that list I agree with, but
Yeah.
it wasn't me.
Just funny. It showed up on my car. It was my car window one morning.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
that
the
the
Matt
Liberator.
Dente hated me over that for a while.
Yeah,
Only
also it was
copy?
Matt Dente who confronted Jeremy on it.
He got pissed about that.
He took it way too seriously.
Yeah. Oh well.
Dante?
Yeah.
How did Titus take it?
He wasn't happy about it, and I actually was like, yo, like, it wasn't me and Eric. I don't know who it was, but it wasn't us. And then that's how me and Titus became friends, because I was like, I don't need Titus sucker punching me at some show because he thinks I did this thing.
It's not a small
You know.
man.
He's not a small man. And, like, he was starting to get into powerlifting then and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Like, that's the only person that I'm like, everyone else can think I did it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I was
It's like,
like,
who cares? It's a joke.
Right. Mike Trance, he didn't know what a white lighter was and didn't know that was about him. He was like, what's a white lighter? And it was like Christian kids. And he's like, I'm the only Christian kid. He wanted to fight Bouth. I actually had to smooth that over because he would have fucking murdered Bouth. Because Bouth initially was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll fight him. And I was like, dude, he's going to fucking kill you. Like, you're going to die. And I had to smooth that one over.
Bouth. Let's get Eric Bouth on the podcast.
Yeah, man.
Sounds cool.
Is that another person who has beef with you?
All right, so here's the thing. Eric was dating Liz.
Yes.
Liz broke up with Eric.
Yes.
Started dating one of my friends, like one of my best friends.
Uh-huh.
And like the only thing that makes any sense to me is that Eric was mad that I continued being friends with Liz and one of my best friends after they broke up. Like, I didn't care that they broke up. Like, who gives a shit? And then he just kind of like, I legitimately don't know what his problem with me is, unless it's just that he's pissed that like one of my best friends was banging Liz after they broke up.
Sup, Backless? Yeah, I'll always love Bouth, but I also understand that Bouth isn't the most stable personality in the 716.
The last time that I actually interacted with him at all, I was walking into my gym. I heard footsteps behind me. So I grabbed the door and pulled the door open and just stepped aside to let the people behind me go. And Missy walked through and she just nodded at me. And then Bouth walked through and he just looked at the ground, didn't make a fucking sound. I was like, oh, no problem, man. He's like, you want there to be a fucking problem?
Really? That's a great impression.
I mean, that's Bouth, man. That's Eric. That's fucking earache.
And I was like, yeah, oh no, I just assumed you said thank you like a fucking human being when somebody holds a door for him. And he's like, and he got this like why I oughta sort of fucking vibe to him. And Missy had to be like, it's not worth it, Eric. It's not worth it. Just go in.
Seriously?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Like, who cares? I don't care about any of that shit.
Oops. Hey, there he is. Hey, that's us. That is me and Bouth at a veil, and Busky is behind us in the white hat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's Jeff from Sit and Spin. Scott Cummings.
Me and I went up with Scott Cummings and Heather Ryan and somebody else. Probably. No, I met Bouth there. Not met, but you know what I'm saying. Like I remember the two of us like going off to a veil and everyone else was just kind of standing there and watching like it was like performance art or something. It was like, I don't understand why you're like not going crazy.
Oh, I got one more of you guys.
Yeah, for the record, I don't give a shit about.
Oh yeah.
Look at these guys.
Oh wow, yeah.
I don't care about any of that Bouth shit. I just think it's fucking goofy that he decided that there was some problem between us. That whatever, who cares?
Yeah, it's it's how he gets, and then he forgets about it. It's whatever.
I last saw him at a firm show a while ago.
I mean, I've seen him more recently than that. I just haven't interacted with him in any way at all more recently than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Missy came to New York a couple of years ago, and I hung out with him for a little while, but that was like the last time I saw him. I think I might have texted him here and there over something, but like I haven't really like talked to him in a while.
Yeah. Eric Bouth.
I just went out. Good.
Does he still live in Buffalo?
Yeah. He's still here. Here's me and Eric a long time ago. Look at these freaking children. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I think that's it. That's on 425 Richmond, I think.
You think?
I think so. In the front room or something. I don't know. No, that's in the back room. That's in your old bedroom, I think. I don't know. No, I think that might be in Eric's. No, he didn't have a computer. I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Funny.
You sure it wasn't
425 is my current street address.
I think you're like the only one who had a computer then.
Yeah, I think I had a computer in the front room though. In that out in that little thing.
Yeah, and yeah.
Eric would be on there all night talking to people on IRC.
God, man, it was ridiculous.
My favorite Eric Bouth related photo is when we went to United Blood together.
Yeah.
And then we got this fucking gigantic room. And we went down one day before all of our friends that were meeting up with us came. And Joe Gloria, who's the dude that Liz was seeing after she and Eric broke up, he came too. This is obviously well before any of that. He was still with Liz. But everybody went down. Joe and I were hanging out in the room like we were the last ones to get ready. And then just as a fucking joke, I sent Joe to go into Eric's bag. And he just like put on a full Eric Bouth outfit. And then he came down to the lobby of the hotel. And like 10 people were just fucking dying laughing. And Eric was like pretending. He was trying really hard to pretend not to be fucking furious about it.
Yeah.
And, like he was trying so hard to be a good sport, and but we ended up sending Joe back upstairs to change.
Mouth.
Yeah, to change and just dress like himself. But I'll find that picture. I'll send it to you. It's fucking good.
How 90s is this picture?
Oh man!
From the VCR to the PlayStation 1 to the freaking jeans that Eric's wearing.
Yeah,
So good.
Tommy Hilfiger Carpenter jorts.
My God. I didn't realize that NHL was on the PlayStation 1. I thought that was like a Genesis thing and that's where it ended, but I guess not.
It's on the PS4.
Well, you know what I mean? That version of it. That
I
you know.
just remember the three of us sitting around the PlayStation 1 playing Final Fantasy 7. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't get past this part. Pass the controller to someone who can.
I'm actually playing that again right now because they just remastered it for the PlayStation 4.
How good is it?
It's cool.
It looks
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mm.
It's free on PS Plus this month. I don't know if you grabbed it, Alex.
Yeah, I did.
Good.
I was over at Pat's house last night, just beating the shit out of his kid. And, his son always. I walk in the door and his son just starts fighting me. And,
That noble.
yeah, I mean he's an adorable little shithead. I love the kid.
Do they have a boy or a girl in the new one? And is the new one a boy or a girl?
Well, it's Pat's, so we're still not sure whether it's a vagina or a micro penis, but
Whatever, man.
they're leaning toward girl.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
Brutal.
You're harsh.
No, his son though, like I mean, his first kid is just like she's like a tiny fucking grown up. It's really weird.
Yeah.
His son is like his son. So Pat's like a brother to me. I love him to death, but he's so fucking low energy. Basically, he's just on his day off, like he busts his ass at work. He does whatever he needs to do around the house and with the kids and whatever. But like he does what he needs to do, and then he just kind of like he'll just veg out holding the baby, which is fine. Like he's still there for his kids and whatever. But I basically have a very, very high motor when that kid starts fucking with me. So I'll end up like picking him up and like spinning him in the air and throwing him all over the place and doing all this stuff.
I might need that picture.
You shall have it. I'll put this whole folder, pictures of you in the. Sorry, Alex. I'll put this whole folder in the thing.
When was that?
It must have been like 97, 98.
Nah, I didn't have my knee tattooed back then. That's got to be like early 2000s.
Maybe I visited you or you visited here or something.
Something. Man.
Yeah. Sorry, Alex.
Nah, I just like I could be there for 4 hours and the entire time he would be climbing on me and like not yesterday, but the last time that I was there before then, I was just sitting on the couch minding my own business. He stood up on the couch next to me, and next thing I knew, he was trying to throw a spin kick into my face. It was, I mean, he's just ridiculous. He's a fun kid though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Larry,
baby is a baby, so she's not any fun. She's just
right.
you know,
Larry, I meant to ask this on when I did your podcast, and it just because the conversation went so many different directions. What comic books are you reading now?
Right now, I'm reading Immortal Hulk, and
Yes.
the Coates run on Captain America. And I picked up this. I've been getting Miskatonic. It's not real good, but it's H.P. Lovecraft related, so I kind of was interested in it. Strange Adventures, that current one that Tom King is doing.
Yes,
And-
people keep telling me to pick it up, and I'm waiting for the collection for them to collect the first story arc.
Well, I read 2 of them, and then I was grabbing them from my pool at the store I go to, and they just kept coming out, and I just said, fuck it, I'll just wait till they're all done, then I'll read them all in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't finished that. I did finish that Martian Manhunter that came out, maybe it was a year ago. I don't remember.
I'm not
But,
familiar with that.
but a lot of stuff, I'm picking up a lot of back issues of stuff. Like I just finally finished my I got the last book I needed to complete that late 70s, early 80s run of John Carter, Warlord of Mars, that Marvel did. And I finished up getting all the devil dinosaurs that I wanted. And what was the other one? Oh, the first run of the Demon.
Okay.
Because I'm way into Jack Kirby, so
Yeah, clear. If
all
you're
that
like
stuff.
buying Demon and Devil Dinosaur, clearly.
Yeah. And, you know, I like his stuff a lot, but I try to read as many modern books as I can. There's just so much stuff out there that I just don't really care for, you know.
Yeah.
But the 90s killed comics for me completely. Like it was just miserable.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got back into it, a lot of the same things that bothered me about it were still there, you know, like all these fucking crossover events and these, you know, multiverses. I'm just not interested in. Just give me one good story, you know, and I'm good with it. But there's still enough good stuff that keeps me going back to the shop often. So,
Right on.
are you reading anything particular right now?
Immortal Hulk, but I generally buy trade backs.
Okay.
So I'm kind of behind. Like I'm all caught up on the trade backs. I just haven't read through them.
Yeah.
I'm reading Savage Avengers because I love Conan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading that Rorschach book, and I read the Doomsday Clock thing, but it was a little weird and disappointing. The Rorschach book it's going to it's not making sense yet.
Yeah, I mean, I was interested in seeing and checking out that Doomsday Clock stuff, but you know, and let younger people who are just discovering comics have all this stuff. I don't want to crap on it, you know, because it might be good to them or important to them.
Mm-hmm.
But but the fucking asshole in me was like, yo, they're gonna ruin Watchmen now. You know, I kind of, you know, but at the same time, I'm also like, well, that's fine. I mean, they can do what they want with it. I just don't have to read it, you know. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's them bringing Watchmen into the mainstream DC universe,
which is odd when you think about it, because you know those characters are based on heroes from like Charlton Comics or something like that.
Yeah,
because he couldn't get the rights to the DC characters he wanted to use or something like that. If I remember correctly, I don't.
Yeah, because it was Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, Peacemaker, and a couple others.
Okay.
And DC wouldn't let him use those, so he did like versions of them. Night Owl, Dr. Manhattan, you know. So I don't know if you ever read 100 Bullets. 100 Bullets is really good. It's like conspiracies and whatever. And there was 100 issues. But the guys who did 100 Bullets are...
Was that Bendis?
No. I forget what the name is, like Eduardo something.
Okay.
And they're doing a series now called Moonshine that's about prohibition and werewolves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good.
A friend of mine, you know, about 10 years ago, we used to pick up games playing baseball in a field, like in Akron. A bunch of our friends get together, we'd play baseball. A guy I used to play with, he's an artist, and he did some art in the Iron Man 2020 series that just came out. Before that, he had a long run on Punisher and Deadpool versus Spider-Man, and he and I were talking about books, and I said, so I know your taste. You're not happy about doing these characters. He goes, not at all. He goes, I want a space title. He goes, give me something Jim Starlin-esque, and I'd be a happy man. But you know, he's been at it, the writing and drawing, for a couple decades now, so he's just taking whatever work he can get, you know.
Is he the one who did the Punisher when the Punisher was like to the cops, like they're like, no, we love you, and he's like, I'm not your hero. Like, is
it's
he the
possible.
one who did that like it's
possible. His name's Matt Horak. I didn't like I bought the books to support Matt, but I didn't fucking read them because I don't give a shit about the Punisher, you know,
Yeah,
or Deadpool. I bought them because Matt's my friend. I'm like, okay, cool, you know,
yeah.
they're nice to have, but it's possible. I know that there was a woman writing for it for a bit, and that's who he was drawing for, I think.
Okay.
I don't remember, but he also works for Earthquaker Devices, that pedal company here in Akron, and he does all the design for their pedals and stuff, like the outer casings and shit. And
Yeah.
they let him have office space there for free, and he only has to do things for him every once in a while, and he does that. So
Nice.
you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm really glad I got back in. The only problem is the problem is trying to limit myself to 4 long boxes is kind of tough. So I have to sell stuff a lot or take it back and trade it for other things. You know?
That's why I do the trade backs, because I can just put them on the shelf, and the ones that I don't like, I throw into the storage unit. The ones that I know I'll read a couple of times, I keep like accessible.
Yeah. Trades are nice. Like I got the New Frontiers trade, and it's hardcover, and that's pretty nice. And I've got the trade of Crisis on Infinite Earths instead of going back and trying to buy all those, you know. But some of them, it's just like my weirdness about wanting the actual thing possesses me to go out and buy like the individual issues for stuff when I know I could go get a trade. So
yeah.
I accidentally bought a comic book recently.
What was it? And why was it? How was it an accident?
You familiar with this?
It's too small for me to see. What am I looking at?
Is this guy for real? The unbelievable Andy Kaufman. It's an Andy Kaufman biography that my friend recommended to me as an Andy Kaufman biography, but it's the whole thing is written as a comic book.
There's a Gary Gygax biography that is also a comic book. For those of you who know who Gary Gygax is.
Nope. Are you the only gamer, Chris?
I think so, because everyone's just like sitting there quietly.
Yeah,
yeah. I comic books never hit with me. Like if other people are into them, that's fucking cool, man. But like, I'm lost.
Yeah, there are some, like my younger brother. He's retired military. He's deep. Like I have an affinity for it for sure, and I know a lot, and you know I'm kind of into it a lot more than most people would be. But you know he's got money to spend, and he went out and spent $300 on a single issue of a comic book, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? That's absurd. And he's like, well, you know, he goes, I could go, you know, spend it on beer or sports because I do this instead. I'm like, you know, you could have got a cheaper copy of it. And he goes, I don't like slumming it like you do, Larry. So it's like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he's buying comic books, you're making kids. It all works out.
Yeah. Speaking of kids, it's funny. When I left for a second, I went to go check on my daughter because I heard her out there cackling about something. And my son was with her, and he goes, I got it. And I said, okay. He goes, what are you doing? I said, talk to my friends. And he goes, what are you talking about? I'm like, hardcore beefs. And he started rolling his eyes, and he was rolling them so slowly I could like hear them creaking. He was just like, the disappointment in his face was just hysterical to me. You know?
Of all the
things, much happier with the comic book talk than
what's that?
Hardcore beef. Which one would he roll his eyes for more?
Oh, the hardcore beef for sure, because he reads some comics, but he actually plays role-playing games occasionally with his friends, you know. But you know, he likes music and gaming with his friends, and he likes some comic books, but you know, I've never forced like hardcore onto him or anything. You know, like there's some stuff he's picked up on just listening to it when I'll listen to it in the car, in the house, or wherever.
Yeah.
And he's gone to a couple shows, but he always just sort of, he doesn't understand it. Like the context is completely different for him. You know, like I came to it from, you know, whatever miserable dysfunction I was coming from drove me to it. He just doesn't have that, so he's just like, I don't. What are these guys fucking yelling about? You know, I'm like, well, plenty of things, you know. So
Yeah.
we went to go see Fuck You Pay Me play, and it was like he had never really been to a hardcore show prior to that, and everybody goes, Brent, welcome to hardcore, and it like from the stage, and my son looks back at me, and after the song is where he goes, what the fuck does that even mean? I'm like, I don't know. You know. And you know, he's not wrong. It's fucking hysterical when you step away from it, but you know.
I thought maybe Irma like bled on him or something.
No, I actually said to him, I said, look, Brent likes you. Do not freak my fucking kid out, man. Although he did have a long conversation with James Bullock from Ringworm about Universal horror films outside of the club. He just walked up to him and he's like, I like your Creature in Black Lagoon shirt. And they just chatted for like an hour and a half. And I'm, you know, James is watching over my kid while I'm running around with my other goofy friends, you know. So.
Is this shirt cool or not?
No.
This is not a cool shirt.
No.
Stallone Schwarzenegger Contra shirt. I'm just asking.
What is
I'm not a
this?
shirt guy. It's a Contra shirt, but it's got Stallone Schwarzenegger on it. You know the game Contra?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I see. You guys are no fun.
We're into
I
hardcore.
like
Of course we're not
shirts,
in
but-
fun.
What's that?
I said I like spoof shirts, but like I don't know. That one.
See, this is the real thing. Hold on.
That's
This is
That's
what
a
it
reach.
should look like. Is this
like the
that thing where they put Stallone and Schwarzenegger on it? I was just looking around the internet, you know.
As three of us just had our eyes glazed over during comic talk.
Yeah, I totally saw that. I was like, oh, probably should change this topic.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Derek cracked a little bit when I just texted him, "What the fuck is a comic book?"
Dude, it was hard to hold that.
And of course, it was the two verbose dudes on the fucking call running their shitty mouths about shit that nobody else cares about. So
Yeah.
That's all good. Whatever.
All good, bro.
Yeah, I mean, this
Pat
is
Rhodes is watching.
get right
Let's
on.
We're up to
How
four
many-
people,
how many
man.
people- Oh shit!
We had 6 at our peak.
The comic book talk probably wiped them out.
Well, when we have our guest on, we're gonna have to like push that a lot harder, you know.
Does this only stream on YouTube?
Yeah.
You can have it stream on YouTube and Facebook if you want, but you got to pay for that.
Oh,
But I figure everyone has Facebook or
I
YouTube.
was gonna say, I feel like
What?
yeah, but how many people will load into it? Like I was thinking that maybe we should do it on Facebook, like do it through
But you gotta
Facebook
have
Live or something. I
Facebook.
don't
I
know.
mean, someone can click on a link with YouTube and they don't have to be logged into anything.
the only thing I ever watched anything live on is Instagram. I don't ever.
I mean, yeah.
You know.
They got to figure out a way to do it on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. That's probably the way.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can broadcast on Instagram because Instagram is like mainly a mobile thing.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
All right,
you'd
well,
have to do
hey.
it on Instagram, or you'd have to do it through the Instagram TV or whatever.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
I'm going to relieve my son. It was nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, nice
You
to
too, man.
Hey, thanks
All
for
right.
joining us.
No,
Have a good
that's-
weekend, Larry.
I didn't do anything but bore you guys the comic books.
Nah, man, it was cool.
But no, I appreciate it. I do like the podcast quite a bit. It's not just because Chris is my well, he's my least favorite
Yeah.
thing on it, but I still like the show.
What's happening?
Your voice just
I don't know
like
if I
started
heard him
cracking.
say that I was his least favorite part, but he still likes it. So that's all you need to hear.
See you guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye there. Leave out.
He's out, down to 4. We need somebody jump on here. If you want to come in, let us know. You can jump in on the conversation.
Yeah.
We'll talk some core.
We won't talk about comic books anymore.
Are any of you fans of As Friends Rust?
They're all right.
Their bass player died, I guess.
I didn't used to like them, but over last summer, when Damien released whatever it was that he released,
Damien Dunn.
Yeah,
That thing.
Thorns was playing a lot of As Friends Rust, and I was like, oh, you know what, this actually isn't bad. But then I didn't listen to any more after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was flipping through my records the other day, and there was an LP that got pushed back, and I reached for it. I was like, "Oh, I have an As Friends Rust record. I remember liking this." I have no fucking idea what they sound like at this point.
I'm sure you can guess what they sound
I was saying,
like.
did you listen to it again? Yeah.
No, so that's actually in a bunch of my records that are at my mom's house still, because I don't. Moving records is the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
And while I was there, to grab a specific thing, and then a wasp flew in. I don't know what there was a single wasp inside the house, and I was like, "Fuck this! I am super allergic to wasps," and I just left.
So it's now a Wasps record.
I mean,
that Wasp record.
if he set out to establish dominance, he fucking nailed it.
The later As Friends Rust kind of reminds me of Veil a little bit.
Yeah. Yo, is the singer from Black Train Jack? Sorry, go on. Go back to what you're doing. Talk about.
I didn't hear what Chris said.
Repeat what you said,
Are you
Derek.
comparing As Friends Rust to a Veil?
Yeah. A little bit. Music-wise, for sure. I mean, their earlier stuff was a little more metallic, but there's an EP, I can't remember the name of it, that came out that reminds me of Veil. Yeah, for sure.
Is the singer from Black Train Jack sick?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got COVID?
Yeah, he's in the hospital, COVID. He's on a ventilator.
Oh man.
So
that sucks.
The four people listening, if you're Black Train Jack fans, give a word.
I was a
to
big
whatever
Black
powers
Train
you
Jack
believe in.
fan back in the day.
I really like the one song, but the rest of it I wasn't a fan of. But Rob's a good
No
guy.
Reward?
Yeah,
You like No Reward?
The Heat.
What was that?
Yeah, Rob is a good guy. That song
Yeah.
is The Heat. Are we having some kind of audio problem? Because you
No.
guys are your words and mouths
I'm
aren't
good.
matching up.
I'm good. Stop,
It's like
Alex.
an envy song.
Oh, is that the
No
song?
Reward.
Is that the Only the Strong comp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also on their first album too.
yeah.
I like
I
Black
like the
Train
old
Jack.
drum comp version better.
Yeah,
They played at the Judge reunion, right? Like the first one.
I think
Yeah.
so.
One of the days, I think, yeah.
I was living in China when that happened, and I flew back to see Judge.
Yeah.
And I was sitting upstairs at Webster Hall on one of the few benches that's up there,
Mhm.
just sitting upright and fucking sleeping in the room while a band was playing because I was so destroyed.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So Jay Galvin, Joe Villela, Bill Page, and I think someone else came to my apartment before the show, and Joe Villela and Jay Galvin sat on my couch, and Jay, the way they were both sitting, and they both sat up forward at the same time and broke one of the legs out of my couch.
Fuck.
And it was just a weird, Jay felt really bad about it for a long time. And he would probably feel bad about it if he was watching it. But it was just a weird, just a weird thing. They just sat up at the same time in the right way and popped right out.
Are you in your living room right now,
Yes.
Chris? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the closer to the router, you know.
Yeah. Your
Both
audio
right.
is a little weird.
I switched to my earbuds because my phone was dying, so I had to unplug the headphones so I could plug in the charger.
Great.
Nice.
Cool. So what else we gotta talk about?
Black Train Jack.
Yeah, they were one of my faves. I saw them with the Toadies with the Wetlands back in the day. The Toadies and Sam I Am.
Toadies, really?
And, yeah, it was like a CMJ thing. It was a Toadies, Garden Variety, and Sam I Am.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I think my first shirt I bought at the Wetlands was an Outspoken shirt. The first hardcore shirt I ever bought.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
they play the show? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Outspoken, Endpoint, like Shift, and someone else. Oh, Falling Forward.
Oh,
And someone
yeah.
else.
Was it Outspoken or was it Endpoint?
Outspoken and Endpoint. That tour, they were on two separate tours, but they converged in New York, I think,
Oh.
on that tour. I remember it happened in Buffalo, but I don't think both of those bands played Buffalo.
Outspoken did not play, but the rest of that lineup did.
Yeah. So. Yep. Yeah.
Out smoking.
Is there okay? So we're talking about shirts. Is there a shirt that you used to have that you've lost along the way that you really wish you had?
Yes. But I'll let you guys go first.
I know what shirt mine is. My Even the Score Shred shirt is gone.
Your what?
My Even the Score Shred shirt. You know, if
Oh,
you're not
no,
now, you
yeah.
will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just disappeared one day.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Who's Mike to the World?
I don't know, Mike. Too.
Oh, it's Mike Jeffers.
Jeffers.
Oh,
Mike Jeffers.
what's up, kid?
Bring them in.
Yeah.
I lost. This is like a nothing shirt that I could probably find relatively cheaply at this point, but
Yeah.
an early Shark Attack shirt that I had. That like, I was on a road trip. I went to a show in Kensington, New Hampshire, on April 19th, 2001.
Yeah.
I was driving from Kensington, New Hampshire to go down to Wilkes-Barre for the same show, like mostly the same show the next day, but with Carry On, who were on an East Coast tour, who I wanted to see fucking badly. I loved that band.
Yeah.
And my car, like I fucking, my water pump blew in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Mhm.
And I ended up just like hanging out in Springfield, Massachusetts for a couple days. But the girl that I was on this road trip with, she had friends there. So we like crashed it at these dudes' house while my car was getting fixed.
Mhm.
And I left my Shark Attack shirt there.
Ooh.
Ouch.
And I know exactly where it is. It's just I didn't know those people and I didn't know how to get in contact with them to get it back. And then that girl actually got mad at me because my car broke down. Because she wanted to go to the show the next day. And she got mad at me because my car broke down and we like never really talked again after that.
No.
Oh.
I don't care. I mean, it's just some girl that I knew from shows in Toronto who was like down to, you know, go for a road trip. But yeah, that just like the shirt doesn't even fucking matter.
Road trip. When we went to go see Judge, I left my pillow in the hotel room. It was like one of those like nice pillows, like you know. But I left it in the hotel room in Jersey. We went down there. Yeah, that's my story.
It's not even a
went
short
on-
story.
I went on a road trip with Jeremy and my man Milford, and we were in New Jersey. And one of us just opened the dresser that was in the room, and there was just a laptop in the dresser.
Oh, damn.
In a hotel room?
Yeah,
Did you take it?
who could say?
Was it a nice laptop?
I wouldn't know.
Is that the
You
laptop
think it
you're
was?
talking to us from right now?
No, I bought this laptop from Best Buy with. I bought this laptop I gave him Mark's phone number so that he could get the points for the purchase because he pays for a Best Buy membership thing.
Yeah.
And I don't. So I gave him his info so that he would get points for the purchase. And then when I went to pick it up, they were just like, "You're not Mark Miller." I was like, "Fuck."
You can like add a person to pick up, or maybe you can't do that. Or
Yeah, I don't know. It took some doing, but I was just like, I figured it out. I don't even remember how I got it, but yeah.
every once in a while, I get like a $5 like certificate because of you. From
Yeah.
Best Buy. So I appreciate it.
It's like, I mean, I don't have a membership. I have a membership to almost no place as far as like the store loyalty shit, but like
Yeah.
my mom has them almost everywhere. So I just give my mom's phone number and then she gets points everywhere. And she'll walk into Walgreens to like pick a prescription or something. And they'll be like, "Oh, you have $83 in store credit available to you because of your points." She's like, "Fuck,
Yes.
whatever."
Is that what you said? Fuck whatever.
So, Mike, are you coming in here or what?
I sent him a link. He might be. He's got all those girls in the house. So.
It's true. It's true. Derek, what's your lost shirt story?
I don't know. I didn't buy too many shirts, but the only shirt that I wish I still had is Speak 714 shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like probably my favorite band from that time.
Did you buy it when they came to Buffalo?
Yes. No,
Okay.
no, I didn't. I bought it at Discovery.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have a shirt of theirs from that era that you're welcome to if I do.
All right.
Look at that. Making
I think
merch
I
connects
wore it.
happen.
I wore it because I wear all my old shirts at work and they get ruined. Like at that point, I was a mechanic, so they all got oil stains on them, and
Yeah.
I
So
would have kept a lot of them.
there's probably like 50 shirts that I regret.
50 shirts.
So I'll tell you some shirt stories. My Judge Schism Miller shirt that I got at like Judge in '88. I regret losing that one, and I know exactly where it went. My
Where'd it go?
Uppercut shirt that I got in '88. Also regret losing. Similar story. All of my black shirts that disappeared in '94 at a laundromat, which included my Pitbull shirt, my Uniform Choice shirt, my Super Touch Painted Sky shirts, and probably a number of others that I'm completely forgetting.
Your Smurf Crisis shirt.
Was there
I
Smurf
have
Crisis shirts?
no idea what happened to my Smurf Crisis shirt, but that didn't get lost then. The bag of shirts that included the purple Burn shirt with the gun, the Burn long sleeve, and a couple of other choice pieces that I'm forgetting off the top of my head that either, H2O jersey, Jinx Proof jersey, Brothers Keeper jersey, that either went to Eric Foster or Jay Galvin, but both of them deny that ever happened.
Do you have a Brothers Keeper Hilfiger shirt?
Of Eric Foster
I have
wearing the
one.
Brothers Keeper jersey.
If you want it.
What's that?
Do you have a
I have
Brothers
a
Keeper
Brothers
Hilfiger
Keeper.
shirt?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I have one. I was
If
thinking
it's
if
the
Chris
Brothers
wanted
Keeper
it.
jersey with the
Oh.
basketball devil thing, man. Fuck yeah.
I did not buy that shirt though.
I have a Brothers Keeper Hilfiger shirt.
I acquired that shirt somewhere. I can't remember where.
What Brothers Keeper shirt was it, Derek? The audio went weird.
It's a Tommy Hilfiger one.
Oh,
It's
yeah. I think
terrible.
that's like the weakest of their designs.
I think it's a ringer too.
Yeah, I think
that
it
makes
is.
it a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sold a
My-
ringer for $120 a couple of years ago.
What's that?
I sold a ringer for $120 a couple of years ago.
That's crazy. My
Finish.
Straight Edge is
Go on.
all about
Bad moment.
automatic weapons shirt, which Farside has.
Yeah.
I regret giving that one up because it was like in pristine condition.
Yeah.
I mean, so many shirts. The judge and uppercut shirts both went to ex-girlfriends. Like they just took them and I never saw them again. Maybe the same
Lame.
ex-girlfriend actually.
I did have a judge shirt that I do miss. It was like a white one with that just had the hammers on it and it said judge. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened to that one, but that was a cool shirt.
Oh, among those black shirts. Oh no, I traded the Snapcase demo shirt for Zero Tolerance second and then long sleeve, and then a roommate borrowed that long sleeve and gave it to Johnny Chow.
Let's get it back.
Yeah, like when we have him on, I'm going to mention that. Like, so,
How do you feel about possession of stolen property charges, John?
Oh, Mike's here. Hold on, Mike Jeffers
you
is
know
here.
what I know, motherfucker. Give me my shirt back.
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
What's up,
There-
Mike?
Hey guys,
what's
You're
up?
in.
Hi.
how you doing?
Oh, got to pull the chains out. Come on. If you got them, pull them out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey,
Are you in your basement?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep. You could tell like
It's looking
Lots-
nice down there.
lots
Man,
of
that's a
CDs
nice
and stuff.
basement.
Hell yeah.
Looking
Damn, that's
man
nicer
cave.
than like
Looking nice
95%
man
of my
cave-ish down there.
apartments.
If you use the term man cave, I just assume you no longer have testicles.
Stop.
You can have the idea of one, but the term is not dignified.
Okay, his office. I have an office where my computer is and my PS5 is. My office.
Nice.
There you go.
Man, you got that recessed lighting too. Like, damn.
I was just painted over paneling. That's all. I just painted.
Yeah.
I just moved in here a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
No.
How's your head?
Oh, my head's good. That's
Okay.
fine. No scar or anything. You know, just
Nice.
no. I can't even tell what side it's on. There's nothing there anymore. You know, my hair is getting long though.
Nice devil lock.
Nice. All this hair.
Oh, it's very thin now though. That's the only unfortunate part.
Yeah.
Not as lush as it was back in the 80s, 90s.
Are you back in school
Other
teaching?
I'm not,
Okay.
not until I get vaccinated.
Have you gotten any yet?
I can't
Okay.
Why?
Why not?
because I got Guillain Barre from a flu shot years ago, and half my body was paralyzed for a couple of weeks. I had to have the CDC involved,
Holy shit.
not be vaccinated until they know what the side effects are going to be for more people who have had GBS.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
don't
like
make
the
it
only question they even ask. It's like, do you feel well today, and have you had negative reactions to vaccines in the past?
Yeah, and I
They
definitely
asked me a bunch of questions when I went yesterday. Those were among them.
So I'm still teaching from home,
Okay.
which is good. It just I know everybody on Earth seems to think the CDC new directives for 3 feet is good, and that works for elementary schools, but middle and high school, high transmission areas still have to be 6 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And Erie County is still in. We've had like 500 new cases in the past week alone.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of Karens and Kens are getting very upset still. But even if you bring the kids back at 3 feet, they don't seem to understand that if they go to an art class, music class, gym, or lunch, they have to go to 6 feet again in those spaces. So
Yeah.
you can't make all these. You would only be able to send half your class to these, elective classes at the same time. Plus, I haven't figured out how busing is going to work for all these kids.
Yeah.
It's a big logistical nightmare, but people just keep blaming the unions. It's all our fault.
Right. That's the easy answer.
Yeah, because
They should just figure it out and start in the fall. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
well, I mean, New York State United Teachers stance is get every single teacher who wants a vaccination vaccinated,
Mhm.
and as many who want to as well, and we'll get everybody back safely.
Okay.
They keep saying all the kids are left behind and they're so far behind. If everybody's behind, then no one's behind.
Exactly.
Right.
Last time I checked, and Alex, I think you could back me up on this. Americans are stupid. So they're not really going to miss too much.
Yeah, people are fucking dickheads.
They really are. And
That's the way. That's like the way I felt about it from the beginning. It's like I never felt like a lot of anxiety because everyone was in the same boat. So what was there to feel anxiety about? Like everyone was like, it was woe is me, but everyone was dealing with it. So what? That's how I felt about it the whole time. You know, we were all dealing with it.
I mean,
So-
everybody deals with it a little bit differently, though. Like some people are, like, okay, take Pat for example. Just going back to him,
Yeah.
he fucking loves sitting around the house doing nothing. Nothing is his favorite thing to do, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I am terrible at sitting still. Like I'm like Mike. I gotta have 800 things to do to get me out of the house. Otherwise, I just feel stir crazy.
Well, that's the only bad thing. I don't leave the house. I haven't really for the past year because of all this. So I actually have gained 30 pounds. So I look like 95 Steve Titus right now. Crossed with like 94 PJ. I don't know. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
We did Lockjaw episode, and Mark just put up a picture of PJ and just kept saying "dude" over and over. And like really was going to have a breakdown.
I had this idea. I had this brilliant fucking idea. I'll be honest with you. It was one of the better ideas I've had. Which was that we were gonna have Bill, Sweeper, and Aaron on at 8:00, like we planned on, and then we were gonna send PJ an invitation at like 8:30 and just have him fucking come in like he's running into the Royal Rumble with a steel chair.
That'd be awesome.
Mark messaged him to invite him, and he was just like, dude, I'm doing fucking terrible. My wife and I have COVID, and she's in the ICU. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pat sends me like a Slayer or Pantera video at least 3 times a week, and I tell him, yo, dude, I hate Pantera. Stop sending me. I'm like, they're Panterable. And he keeps sending them. And then he'll start sending me wrestling stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't like wrestling after 1985. Please stop.
He's trying to engage with you, man.
I know. I didn't engage because you guys were talking about comic books, and I was like, oh, you lost me.
Yeah, I mean, I lost them too, so it was.
You lost 3/4 of us.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Chris, if you had stopped at like Todd McFarlane doing Spider-Man in like 1991 or whatever, I could have went that far. And then after that, I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
You get me up to Todd McFarlane designing a fucking Edmonton Oilers jersey.
Oh, nice.
At which point, it's real weird. It kind of sucks, but it's fucking cool at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like at that point, you would have had me, but it didn't happen.
Nice. So I heard a bit about the spoiler, and I know I'm still not going to tell everyone who it is, even though we all know who it is at this point.
We will always say who it wasn't.
I thought it was ironic that the person who made it, he was making fun of someone, and that someone who was making fun of was like a multi-millionaire and not a giant, a-hole.
It wasn't at the time, though.
Who's that?
Dente.
Well, he's one of many. There's a lot of Buffalo kids who did very well for themselves.
What is Dente doing that he's a millionaire?
He developed security software that Microsoft uses. He develops it. Microsoft bought it from him. Dente is quite wealthy, to say the very least.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that whole spoiler thing, really, I remember when it went around UB, everybody wanted blood.
Yeah.
And, I was just like, yo, thank God my name's not on it because I'll crack someone's head with a fucking bat.
Dude, and like I said, because everybody thought it was me and Bouth, and it was like there were a couple of people that really didn't need coming up behind me in a show. So I cleared it with those couple of people, and everyone beyond that, I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't even know who half of you are.
It's in my safe.
Yeah,
safe.
I heard you say that, Mark. But yeah, Chris, I mean, you would have been someone I would have suspected could have been the spoiler back then for sure.
So wait,
Oh,
who
yeah.
was it?
You're more like the Muppet guys who make fun of the people, from the
Absolutely.
back. That was you.
And-
You just like to heckle me because you knew it just got under my skin, even though we were buddies.
It's funny. I was thinking about this the other day too. That a lot of people thought that like I was making fun of their bands or whatever because I was the one person at the show smiling. So
Yeah.
of course I had to be making fun of people, not just enjoying what's going on because it's hardcore and everyone's very serious.
What are you trying to say? Hardcore's not serious?
It's not as serious as people like when they're giving their speeches and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I agree with that, and I'm smiling like, oh, he's making fun of me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll never smile again.
Yeah, you got to remember, people still sat down at shows in Canada during that time.
That's true, which I thought was freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm glad that never happened here.
And I don't understand why. Mark, you got to help me out with this. Why does no one seem to understand that the show at UB South was Algonquin Palooza 2, where you had like half mast playing, and there was Algonquin Palooza 1 the year before, and that was like Union and Copper, Gathering Ground, Samuel, and then
Really?
MILF played too.
There was no Algonquin Palooza at UB North that Snapcase played.
Yes, that
I
was the
remember.
one that was in the gym in the basement.
Yeah, but which one was that then?
That- That one was just run by the Algonquin table, but it wasn't called Algonquin Palooza.
Okay.
Eric Polovich actually was the one who was running like the UUAB and Algonquin Palooza Algonquin table at the time. That's why we were all there like every Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have any money, so you had to get like free coffee or free tea. And then that's why Union would play all the time. We just play covers or switch instruments, and we play our hit song 25 pounds of barbecue sauce with me on the bass. It was pretty righteous. We do our war.
What was
Pig
that band
cover.
called that you guys did? Where you switched the instruments?
Free Massage.
No, it was called something else. Like
Give me a second. Free Massage was the basketball team we had. We used to go down to South Campus to play, and
what was that
the other
band
guys were all
called?
like, "Are you kidding? You guys all have like wallet chains on. You're going to play basketball? We're going to try." And
What was that band
Titus on our
called?
team. Geez, Renegade.
Yeah, Renegade.
There you go.
I'm Renegade.
It was.
That was the longest I've ever seen you go trying to figure out a detail of your fucking past, Mike.
You know what, man? Alex. It's been a really long year.
I got my shot at Harriman Hall.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, but anyway, like everyone keeps posting, I'm like, dude, that wasn't 95, that was 96, and that's Algonquin Palooza 2. It was a 1, But I remember it because it was weird. Like
Jeremy Smith, them you're saying.
No, all right. You know what though? Here's a good one. So last night, I think it was. It's one of these Facebook groups we all belong to. Not maybe it was Demolisten. I don't know if it was that one or another, but some kid a guy put up an article about he interviewed Greg Hetson. And then he said Greg Hetson joined Bad Religion in the early 90s. I'm like, no, dude, he joined them in 1984. And the guy's like arguing with me. I'm like, dude, he's like, Circle Jerks were going on then. I'm like, yeah, he's the one who got Bad Religion to come back, after Into the Unknown. And he did Back to the Known with them on. And that's when, Circle Jerks started falling apart and Keith Morris but the guy was like arguing with me. I'm like, dude, seriously, I have the book on 9 CDs. It tells me exactly when he joined. It's on disc 2, So yeah, I guess that's kind of like Jeremy then, right, Alex? That's where you're getting at.
Sorta, except Jeremy has never accused me of wearing a NoFX t-shirt, which is your
Oh wait.
which is
All right.
your number one Mandela effect.
Oh wait, was it Dropkick Murphys?
Yeah, but I definitely had one of those in 1997, 98. But you accused me for years of having shown up to high school wearing a NoFX t-shirt, which I find fucking offensive.
I don't. I would have back at the time. I hated that band until like 7-8 years ago. Hated them, but only because the people who liked them sucked.
So what?
And then
changed your
I
mind on
watched
it?
like their backstage tour Passport. It was like a series on Fuse, and I'm like, wow, these guys are awesome. Their fans are just horrible,
Yeah.
like the worst. But Alex, I will tell you, I was, I ordered a Cold World CD, and because I know you always said that they were great, but other friends of mine are like, dude, there's like rap in it, and I'm like, I don't want to hear that shit. But I listened to it, and the first track, I think it was the Feet First record I got. And I'm
That's
like, oh,
their worst record.
okay. Well, the opening track was terrible, but then like the next few ones were good, and just the interludes were dumb. But I'm like, oh, this is really cool. It sounds like Biohazard and Suicidal. And I looked inside, and of course, Billy Grozade like produced it. I'm like, man, this is great. I'm like, Alex.
Well, that's how you pronounce his name?
Yeah, except the CD version.
I like
has,
this better.
Okay. CD
And
version has,
also,
orange letters.
yeah, and they also have another one that's like, it's another LP, but it's actually an anthology. Their first 2 7-inches and a couple splits.
Was that No Omega or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 7-inches are expensive, but the LP/CD of the collection of it is very reasonable.
Yeah.
Well, I will go the more reasonable route. So Derek, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
We had
That's
Brett Bureau on.
Yeah, I didn't get to listen to that yet.
Yeah, you came up in there
Oh,
saying
man.
how there's an imaginary,
The old young beef.
riff.
What do you mean imaginary? Those dudes definitely didn't like the old guys. They're cool with us now. I'm the one who got them in crack space in the basement. Is always nice to them. All the other guys wouldn't talk to him.
I never really felt like there was that type of vibe. But
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I will say it here. Mike's not the only person who has said to me that there was, at least for a little while, a weird old young.
like, I
line,
didn't really
you know what
see
I'm
it.
saying?
I
Like,
didn't see it as a rivalry so much as like they were doing their own thing, like creating their own scene that was different.
Oh,
And,
I didn't think it necessarily as a rivalry.
yeah.
Just that people in their group, who I have friends who are their age too, had specifically said, they had their time. They can go away. It's our time now.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that happened. I don't know. But
And I'm not mad at them for it. I'm friends with all of them.
I am. Fuck
know.
that.
But a lot of the Rift and guys our age don't give them a chance because they're young. They're not showing up at like Grindhouse shows or Above the Law Firm or whatever to go see the younger bands. And a lot of them weren't going to Mohawk. But I didn't realize
wait,
a lot of that reason.
there's only like 5 of us. So
Well,
what are you talking about?
Seriously.
but you know what, man? Brett made a point to me one time. He's like, we need more all ages shows in Buffalo. And I'm like, geez, I guess we do. Because to me, 21 and up seems like all ages now. Like I don't even think about it.
Yeah, like he brought up a good point. Like, I wasn't aware that there were 21 and over shows in Buffalo, and he was like, he and his guys aren't going to support that when their fan base is under 21. Like, what's that make them look like? And he's like, oh, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Who is doing these 21 and over shows?
Well, they're not. Like someplace like Mohawk, they'll let kids in if they're 16. If like a parent drops them off. So I was a lot of kids' parent when it got to the door.
Yeah.
16 and up. Like, but on paper they have to say 21. I think for legal reasons.
Mm.
I think the Mike Bird thing scared them.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm like friends with everybody, so I'm not the one who's starting beef. I'll definitely tell you, there definitely was beef going on. Buffalo is a town of scene beef that never goes away and just continues on. I mean, even if it's non-hardcore related, like you just look at people in our age demographic, you can tell people from certain sections of, the suburbs of the city will only hang out with certain people from certain sections or suburbs, like to this day.
Yeah.
Or if they went to private schools together, it's very cliquey. It's weird.
And it is like that stuff is divided along age lines too, to a certain degree.
Sure. Yeah.
But then like I'm kind of fucked because there's almost nobody who's my age who's actually like around.
No, because everyone your age sold out. They thought they were going to be rich and famous and, be the next good Charlotte or whatever the hell.
Hey, they're all playing that Furnace Fest coming up.
Oh,
There are people are like, I've seen a number of people that I generally respect say like, this is the best fest lineup I've ever seen. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is wrong with
Commercially, it might be like those are all like freaking bands that were all successful and shit. I mean, I don't give a shit about it, but
you? Who fucking cares about that?
I don't think
Are
there's
they
one.
good?
apparently they do.
Are the bands good? That's what I care about.
No,
And that is not it.
Is it in Alabama? Yes.
I think
Will
so.
ever go? Hell no.
I went to. I don't know if there was one Furnace Fest or a bunch of them, or I have no fucking idea.
I think there was a lot.
I went
at least two, I think.
I went to one because like I remember I was hanging out outside of a show at Basement Bar one night, and Phyllis was like, "Hey man, do you want to go to fucking Alabama in like a week?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I went, and there were like 4 bands that played that I liked, and I mostly just hung out. But like, it was a really cool setup. I also don't think that it's like, first of all, it's not going to be fucking viable to actually have that sold anywhere near capacity. And if people have to stay distanced, then what is the point?
Yeah,
It's in the
there's
South,
actually
dude, and no one cares.
there's a show tomorrow in Brooklyn with this band Rebelmatic and Witch Slap. And apparently this Rebelmatic band has been doing these random outside shows for like anytime there's like a nice day, they do this outside show. I'm not going to go. And they're not really a band in my wheelhouse, but like I was unaware that they've apparently been doing this for like quite a while now. And like, you know, the videos I've seen, there's a lot of people there. So I feel like this Furnace Fest thing, like they're going to say they're going to follow whatever guidelines, but they're not.
Yeah. Well, I won't be there, so.
Yeah. It's, even
There are like 130 bands on that lineup, and I would go out of my way to see maybe 3 or 4 of them.
maybe.
I don't think I'd go see any of those bands if they came through here. Not at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me look at this thing.
I mean, like, personally, I don't give a shit. Once I'm fully vaccinated, I'll just do whatever. And like, if you're fully vaccinated, the risk of meaningful negative consequences are like, the risks are very, very minimal. But so many people are not going to take that relatively small step in terms of just waiting for that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are so show starved. They're gonna start like doing dumb shit soon.
Oh, just go drive by Club Infinity on Main and Transit. And
Yeah.
take a look at all the Trumpers there watching the hell that Nerds band. Like only Buffalo
the band's playing.
Yeah, only do cover bands make it into the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame, which I find funny. You know,
Yeah.
I was the first day that it was really nice.
Derek gets it.
When it went like from like 30 degrees to like the next day it was like 62 and sunny,
Yeah.
like a week and a half ago. I was driving down Parkside, and I looked out my window, and there are like 4 basketball courts at the park. And I'm not kidding. There were probably 150 people on these 4 basketball courts.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't see a single mask. I didn't see anybody. Like, I saw people like right up on each other, guarding each other while they were
Yeah,
playing.
I mean, there's rumors there's going to be a real show here in April, but it's like real, like hush hush, like I don't know if it's going to be inside, outside, like it's I don't know what's going on with it, but I've heard some rumors.
There's 3 bands I would go see on Furnace Fest if they came here.
Who's that?
Well,
That's the 3 bands are Mineral, Shy Halud, and Hatebreed.
You'd go see Shy Halud at this point?
If they came through here.
It's Matt. It's like 33,000 degrees of Matt Fox. Like,
Well, if they came here, I would go see them. I mean,
all right, sure.
only if they
I do
came
not
here.
like seeing Hatebreed at this point.
Yeah,
But
I think I'm done with them too, man. Their
oh
crowds,
man, I saw Hatebreed
their audience is
like
terrible.
a year or 2 ago. I was just like, I was like, I don't remember when I liked this band. They were so fucking boring. Like, I'm glad they can do what they do and make the money they make, but I was just like, what the fuck? This is like the most boring set I've ever seen.
I wish them all the success in the world. They can fucking juice Heschers and never have to work straight jobs for the rest of their lives. I think that's fucking cool. It's a great grift. But like even when they were doing the 20 years of satisfaction, 15 years of perseverance tour, they still were doing those like fucking weird ass bass bombs, and Jamie's voice is so fundamentally different now.
Yeah, and they have those like things at the front of the stage to put their leg up on while they play.
Yeah, they get the elevation.
Yeah, and not even stand on, just one leg up so they can do that. It was just like, what the fuck am I watching?
They brought those to the show place like 15 years ago.
Dude, it's like, where's the prison riot? Like, what is happening?
It's their crowd that gets me. It was at that the Satisfaction show, the anniversary.
Yeah.
Everything they played off Satisfaction, nobody there was singing. And everybody had like 5-finger death punch and like I support Blue Lives Matter stuff on. I'm like, yo, I cannot be here.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
I think the thing that killed it for them was when they decided to write riffs that they could still play while they're drunk. I was like, you know what? Like, this is no longer for me. Like,
dude, the last time I saw him was at Discovery.
Really?
Well, you're lucky. You motherfucker, you're lucky that's the last time you saw him.
Yeah.
That's the show that I met Sandy, my wife, at.
That was before Mercury?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't go to Mercury?
Oh wait, no, I did see him at Mercury. That's right. Yeah.
That was the one where they were doing the Hitler's birthday party at the show place the same day down the street.
No, that was a different show.
That was different, and that show didn't end up happening at a show place. It happened somewhere secret that I still don't know where it was.
Well, I'm sure it was in Niagara Falls or Lockport because that's where they all live.
Yeah.
This constant disrespect and undercutting of North Tonawanda is not
I didn't even mention North Tonawanda. I said Lockport or Niagara Falls.
Yo, this guy came to my store the other day. He was talking about how he was talking about North Tonawanda as if it was like the middle of the ghetto or something. He was like, you know what they do in North Tonawanda? They steal shit, they do drugs, and they do all this stuff. This old guy was saying that. It was hilarious.
Was he from North Tonawanda?
I think so.
He was probably from town to Tonawanda.
My best guess is that he's a fucking old man from North Tonawanda who thinks that now because black people exist in North Tonawanda.
No, the way he was saying it was like he was talking about I don't think he was referring to black people.
Old people in North Tonawanda do not like the demographic shift. I'll assure you of that.
Are there black people in North Tonawanda?
Any part of Buffalo don't like a demographic shift.
It's like they're doing meth. When I think of meth, I think of white people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I haven't met a black kid that does meth yet.
He was saying meth and they steal shit and I didn't think he was talking about black people at all. I thought he was trying to talk about like white people.
He was talking about his grandkids.
When you say meth.
Well, I mean, yeah, North Tonawanda has a bad drug problem. I mean, I graduated from North Tonawanda High School, and there were probably 20 people in my class that have either died from drugs or been their lives are just absolutely fucked because I know their lives are directly fucked because of drugs.
Just go to the towpath down the street from Discovery in the city of Tonawanda, Alex, not North Tonawanda, and watch the people who come out of there at 2:00 in the morning. They're all meth heads, coked out, It's just insane. Just the best thing about the city of Tonawanda and North Tonawanda is they bring around a Zamboni to clean the streets every night. It's like, dude, you can't polish a turd. What are you doing? Give me a break. Seriously?
Skinart's still over there?
Leonard Skinart? Yeah, I think it's still there.
Hey, now.
I don't think it was the last time that I was there.
Really?
Like the last time I was down there. I
know
mean, maybe it was just renovation stuff. I don't know, but it looked like it was not there.
Yeah, Dwyer's closed down.
Didn't Carl move his shop?
Wait, say that again?
Did Carl move his shop?
He's on Payne. Not Payne. Jesus Christ, by Al's Billiard.
Oliver?
Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine he's still there.
I thought he was doing work on his shop or something, or moving it or something recently.
I mean, if Skin Art is still around, then when I drove by, I don't drive past that part very much, but like when I drove by, it was like pretty well torn down.
Is that because you go in the back side so you can go into Alexander's, so you don't go around the front?
If
Where
I'm going
is
to North
Alexander's?
Carolina, I'm going to visit my mother. And
Your mom works at Alexander's?
I didn't want to say it.
That's good, Alex. Can I give you
Dead Ed Walker follows me on Instagram. I'll ask him if Skin Art is still around or not.
I mean, I imagine the price of rent there has gone through the roof since they renovated and redid so much of it. You know,
Yeah.
I think, like, I know that place, the Jake, closed down also.
Crazy Jake's or
Oh yeah, Crazy Jake's. The Jake is on Delaware. Crazy Jake's is the one in NT. That one closed down also since COVID.
mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, it looks a lot nicer than it did for years. They did tons and tons of work, and we're trying to get more upscale.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he should have bought that building
Oh sure.
when he moved into the new one. Like, there was a time where I bet you he could have bought it.
Yeah, like Earl will make a killing when he finally sells half of Main Street when he's done.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause he paid peanuts for
Yeah.
that whole strip that he owns.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I just got to keep those rooms rented, and he won't sell it. That's our deal.
Is there anything up like in those storefronts?
Yeah, they're all antique stores. So it's they kind of, the city of Tonawanda is kind of like an antiquer's destination now.
Yeah. Isn't there a sports memorabilia place over there?
There was. I don't know if it's still open, to be honest.
Because
And
the
there
one
was-
guy,
there
Sports
was
from the
that record-
Past,
Yeah,
is what he was called.
there was a record store there for a little while too.
Discovery.
Alex, I don't know if you remember it. It was probably like 6-7 years ago. It was like 3 doors down from Discovery, right by Mueller, the big tower at the end there. It was open for like a year or 2 years, and
No,
they basically they had a guy working for them, and they fired him because the guy was a drug addict. And then that guy called the state and said that they were paying him under the table. Then the state came in and, you know, fined them all this money for, you know, not paying unemployment and all this stuff. And they said, fuck it, we're not paying these bills, and just shut down the store.
Wow.
Why did Discovery close?
Earl just saw the writing on the wall. He just figured it wasn't a sustainable model. And he knew he was getting more and more out of touch with stuff. And that's why he went to do the underwater welding, because he figured that's an insane amount of money,
Yeah.
because it's so dangerous. And that was, you know, the best thing for him.
and Sit and Spin gave him a good offer for his stock that was left,
Oh, really?
and he knew that he could rent out the space.
You know, the thing is, poor Sit and Spin got all of those Creepers CDs in the deal. So I think Jeff and Martin said they must have got like 600 or 700 Creeper CDs as part of the deal.
Wait, 'cause
One
they
time
put
I bought a bunch of
Discovery put
Martin's
it up.
records. I bought a bunch of Martin's records when they were on the wall there when Sit and Spin opened, and I was like negotiating with him on a price, and he met my price on the condition that I had to take a sealed case of Creepers CDs.
What were the Creepers? I don't remember that.
Oh, you do. You're just blocking it out because it's scarred you emotionally.
Or remind me. I need to feel some emotional pain.
It was a all right. So Earl had a record label, Lego My Records,
Oh my god.
but the way he had the logo set up, it looked like it said Legomi Records, because they didn't space the words out enough. And Legomi Records' first release was the Creepers, and they were a ska band from Hamburg, Springville, made up of
Wait.
Hamburg and Springville guys.
Was one of the kids in the band the song, the Envy song Scene Jumper was about?
That maybe it could be.
That
About
song's
Bandit.
about Ron Kincaid.
Oh, about
Oh,
Switch
is it?
Dance?
Ron Kincaid.
What scene did Ron Kincaid jump?
I don't know. I thought he just took money from the Gloria Parks community benefit and skipped
Did
that.
he?
I don't know.
What he was in the what, Sam 22.
And Drought.
He was
And
the
Drought.
same place. Yeah.
Two Bodies era.
Dude.
Me and Keith from Union tried starting a band with them like 1 year, jammed a couple times, and that was it. I was like,
That was the Ron
Cool dude.
Switch Dance guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hung out with Rob Madel a lot.
Yeah. He was part
he's
of
a
that
cool
crew.
You know. But yeah, Eric Elman gave me like a Creeper CD for one of my birthdays, and one of my like I don't know, maybe 25 or something. I was like, Eric, I don't know if we could be friends anymore.
Yo, when are we doing a Union podcast? You, Keith, and Vic.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
You'd have to talk to them because Vic is obviously on West Coast time.
Yeah.
And Keith, honestly, I don't think he has a normal schedule with his job.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to check with him. Me, it's pretty easy to figure. If it's after 3 o'clock, I'm not working. So
We were thinking about that. I want to get you guys on.
Well, actually, all right. So yesterday I was moving some stuff around in my basement because I'm still like trying to. I have one little tiny corner of my basement with all my CDs and records and stuff, and the rest is all like a giant dance studio and gymnastics place for my girls. But I was moving some stuff around. I found like a Herod record, and I was like, "Wow, holy crap! This came out 15 years ago," And I was like thinking about, I'm like, the first Union record on Ferret, our second record, that was actually 25 years ago already. I'm like, oh my god, 25 years ago.
Fuck.
Where the hell did all this time go? I'm like, it seems like Chris was making fun of me like it was yesterday.
Yeah. It's because that stings. It stays with you forever.
It does.
This flyer is 24 years old.
Man.
What? Yeah.
Fuck.
And actually, wait, hold on. That's the test press for the first Union 7-inch.
Wow.
Nice.
Yo, so let's. I mean, we'll talk about it on the podcast too. But like, what was up with the art direction on that first Union 7-inch?
Oh, dude, me and Keith were just like, whatever we could rip off, we thought looked cool.
No, it's not even so much that. It's just like it looks like
kind of tribal, like.
Well, the tribal and all that's fine, but it looks like a bunch of stickers put together.
Hold on.
The colors are so like, I don't know. It's like the colors should have been on a glossy sleeve 7-inch, but it was on a folded paper 7-inch.
What is that? It's like Native American art or something.
Hold on. Let me figure out how to turn the screen around here. This isn't like Microsoft Teams, so I'm not used to it. Shit.
It's all smoky on us.
I'm gonna go do that. All right, but anyway. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. Oh, I guess if I hold it by my head, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You could just put it directly in front of your face, and then you know that it's in the frame.
You can see
Alex,
yourself, right?
You're brilliant. Thank you. All right. So that picture that's on the front, that was actually like a calendar that Keith had hanging in his dorm room of like Native American, Northwestern Native American art. Keith has a bunch of, Native American art tattooed on him. Mm-hmm. So we figured we'd use that.
Now is Keith even indigenous in the slightest?
Oh, he's indigenous to the North Shore of Long Island.
Yeah.
And then we got some like Mayan skulls, like on the Union logo. And that was just me. I just digging through National Geographic. Looking
for the titties
inside.
There.
So when I first came to UB, I thought I was gonna. Is he talking to? I can't even see who he's talking to. Is he talking to one of the kids and not the cat?
He's talking to the world's largest dog.
Oh, a dog.
Go.
Is he saying bear or hare?
Bear.
Oh, okay.
He's a dog named Bear.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you were brushing someone's hair. I have 3 daughters, Mark. You know how that goes.
Hair.
Right? Yeah. So like it was like a paper sleeve and everything that we did. And like the logo we did for Knowledge Records. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's like a Statue of Liberty kind of hand, right? Mm-hmm. I cut that off of like a candy cigarettes box and put it on there. And then, dude, we were like downstate dudes. We thought everything was punk as fuck to us. So we took pictures, and I made collages, and then I went to my dad's office at the Time Life building in Midtown Manhattan, and run them off on his color printers up there at night. So yeah, we thought it looked cool at the time, and everything inside is a lot of like Brown's. He's got really nice handwriting.
Yeah,
So his stuff was handwritten, but that's kind of like more of an ode to like Mike Ski, because Mike Ski always has a nice handwriting.
yeah. He actually, like 20 years ago, he had his handwriting as a font you could buy on the computer.
Really?
Yeah, I'd heard of that, and that's awesome because his was the best.
Yeah.
But
When I got tattooed by him. I got tattooed by him last year, February. First time I'd ever gotten tattooed by him, even though I've known him for like how fucking long now. And he still has like all of his art from high school and stuff. And then when I was kind of talking to him, just like, about like, his art style and stuff. He's like, yeah, he was like, I was totally like, trying to do that graffiti thing. And they're like, you did graffiti, right? He's like, no.
You're like, what?
Right. I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, Guav did graffiti. That's why his stuff looked better than mine. It's like, fucking-
Yeah, Mike's the man though. But I mean, like that was like where we were at, like with our headspace is just like, dude, this is like the first 7-inch any of us had put out, and we're just like so excited. We just did whatever we thought was cool to us, rather than thinking about what might have been cool to someone who's actually buying it. And back then, like I thought I was going to be an artist, but no one told me I was really bad. At that point, so it's like kids that go to school to be graphic designers now, and then they find out after the first semester they can't design anything. That was me, but before computers. I actually did use a typewriter to type out like stuff on here too.
Yeah.
And,
I don't remember if I bought it at Home of the Hits or at that other place on Main Street.
Worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah.
Worldwide probably had it first, because I was, super tight with Ed.
Yeah.
Not that Jen and Eric and them weren't cool with me, but I would have just brought it to Ed where Jen and Eric ordered it from Victory to get into the store, kind of a thing. I still have the fax from Worldwide saying that the Union 7-inch was now exclusively available through Victory. And we're like listed there with like no fax and Warzone. And I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever, And it's really hard to keep a fax from 1995 like fading.
Yeah.
Because if you're not careful, it's like a Best Buy receipt. You buy something at Best Buy, by the time you get home, all the ink went away already.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd love to do a Union one. Sprig literally lives like a mile from me down the street. His son and my daughter are in kindergarten class together. But I don't see him because I'm not vaccinated yet. I can't do anything. I talk to Brown all the time still. Vic, Rob, Ben, not so much. He doesn't do like social media and stuff like that. He's kind of a quiet dude. But we're all like super tight.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Like it's just one of those things. A lot of it's my fault. I've just been kind of busy since the band broke up. Like I never stopped doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
So I know when the pandemic first started, I found a bunch of tapes in my basement, and they were like 4 songs that Union had written before we hung it up that were going to be on our next record. So like I digitized them and sent them to the guys. It's kind of cool to go back and just see like what everybody's ability was then versus now, and what your headspace was. And not that people's abilities were necessarily worse. I mean, sometimes that's the case, but just depending on how much you know about different types of music changes the way that you play later on. You're able to bring more into it. It's just kind of cool,
Yeah.
I
remember buying that 7-inch at Bill Place. But it was like one of those things where, you remember when people would come up to you and ask you if you wanted to buy it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Brown come up to you?
I kind of missed that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was our deal. Like, Mark, you were at the Beastie Boys Sick of It All show at Coney Island High, right?
Was not.
Oh, I thought you were. I remember walking up and down St. Mark's with a box of Union demos, just selling them to everybody before we went in. You know, but that's what you did back then. I remember even up here when the Despair demo was. I remember Vogel coming to one of those UB South campus coffee houses and selling them there. It was actually probably Union was playing, and he was selling them to different people there. I miss going to shows and someone always setting up a flea market in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore.
No. You know.
Well, that's because Rick to Life got fucking hit with a tack hammer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The NYC kid.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's actually watching it, but yeah.
No.
There's one viewer right now.
What's that?
There's one viewer.
What's
Who
that?
the fuck is watching this? Show yourself.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
make a
probably
comment,
Rob.
whoever you are.
It's Rob or
Backless Pat and Rob were on there earlier.
yeah.
You know, it's probably not Rob or Backless because they've been listening to my shit for decades. It might be Pat because I haven't seen him very frequently.
No, Pat said 5 minutes ago he's out.
Oh, no one's listening. It's just us.
Yeah. There's one
Yep.
person.
So, how many people are watching?
One.
It might be Sarah watching in the bedroom just waiting to make fun of me.
Maybe it's Larry.
Maybe.
Oh, Larry. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon, though, because we're only 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, and then we got cut off at 11.
I don't listen to podcasts. Sorry.
Yeah. So, you said the Brett one came out last week. I want to listen to that, and then like the Nick Barron one's came out last night or something.
Yeah, it came out a couple weeks ago. We dropped the Nick Barron and Cool Taj at the same weekends, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Brett was last week. Governess is this week, and then I'm not sure what's next week.
We have probably like six of them in the bank right now.
Yeah.
So who's next week? Larry next week, maybe?
Who do we have recorded? Larry, Manic.
Or should we do Manic next week?
I think Manic can hold off a minute.
Okay.
Mason, Governess.
Governess is dropping tomorrow, so we have Manic, Joel, Larry, Mason.
Oh, yeah, Joel.
We should probably drop Joel
Yeah,
next.
I
think
listened to
that's the
Joel
whole list.
on Josh Lyons' podcast like a week ago.
Yeah.
He's got a very good voice for radio.
Yeah, he
Joel?
does.
Yeah.
It's like, this is really relaxing. I can listen to Joel all day.
Because he's been on the radio regularly.
Yeah.
Joel basically wrote his own Wikipedia article on himself. He was so fucking prepared.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He was.
You know the guy from Lifebleed is on one of the FM stations around here, Jim Jacka, the singer of Lifebleed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that band.
They were around for
John-
like 5 minutes in the summer.
Phil Bukowski from Disengage was in it. John Bon Nemi from Bane. They were the well-known people in it. I used to call them Strife Bleed. They didn't think it was that funny. They're like, dude, we're a grime band. Why would you call us Strife Bleed? I'm like, because it fits and it sounds funny. You know? And then John Nemi, he's like, Jeffers, you're the only person who calls me John Bon Nemi still. I'm like, well, you had long hair when I met you, so, you're like Bon Jovi. John Bon Nemi.
I think I worked with John Nemi, maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised. He just moved down to Kentucky within the past 4 or 5 years.
On purpose?
Yeah. I would have thought the same thing. Yeah.
Louisville was really cool the times that I went. Like, granted, it's been over 20 years, but Louisville was really cool the times that I went.
It's probably
Yeah.
not a good spot.
Lots of places in the South.
Kentuckians, so
Yeah. I mean, the South is nice to visit. I don't know, you're not going to catch me living there.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I considered moving to Louisville in the mid to late 90s. If I
Yep.
had the money, I would have.
You went to college in the Midwest, though.
Me? No, I just moved
Right?
there.
Oh, I thought you were going to school.
Do I look like a guy who went to college?
Actually, you kind of do, Chris. By today's standards, you definitely do.
I did do a little bit of time in some criminal justice courses, and all I learned was how that cops suck and how to racially profile.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it was taught by 2 state troopers, and they were like, okay, so like, you know, blah blah blah, criminals, blah blah blah, this is how they dress. And I'm like, because, you know, I lived in Bailey, Kensington, a predominantly black neighborhood, and like, that's all my neighbors. Like, you just described my entire neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then they talked about how these were the things that stuck out. They talked about how the one was talking about he pulled somebody over on the highway on, like, you know, a standard Buffalo winter day, and he slipped on the ice getting out of the car, and he gave whoever it was he pulled over a ticket for every possible thing he could because he slipped on the ice. And it was just like, yeah, cops suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bum deal.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. All right. Anyway,
Well, I'm looking
I
around
just
the
totally
class
blanked.
at these people, like these people who are eating this up, and I'm just like, yeah, this isn't the place for me.
Oh, sure. So you gotta do a segment talking about the good old days where if you went to college, like hardcore people made fun of you and college boy, we think you're hardcore. You guys go to college.
That wasn't really a thing in Buffalo.
You friends with those Snapcase dudes? Oh, you college. You know, I won't drop the other words after. It sounded like Chubby Fresh doing a motivational talk to me. You know, that was mostly it was mostly some older New Jersey guys that I hung out with and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought it was funny. But actually, even in Buffalo too, I felt some of the kids at the time. Well, actually, I think I think, Chris, we talked about this before. Like, you know, the guys in Union, we weren't from here, so a lot of people viewed us as tourists.
Yeah.
But at the time, we thought it was a lot of people didn't like us because we were like college dudes. You know, but now I guess it makes more sense because I've been here for a long time. I think all these bands, like, there are people who are here. They did their fuse in college and they disappeared.
Yeah.
You know, but then again, so is most of the Buffalo hardcore scene. They all Buffalo's greatest. Will be here forever, and then they move.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that a good, like 70 to 80% of any given time period of the scene, those people disappear.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like 80s wise, I think that there's probably there's probably like 5% of the people that were around in the 80s still around.
Sure, that many?
Yeah,
I feel
there's more making comebacks because of the internet.
Yeah.
And like a lot of them, like I'm talking to a lot of people who were around in the late 80s because of like the Mark Malenka episode, the Eric and Eddie episode. So like those people are coming out of the woodwork and checking out the episode, and then they're like reconnecting with each other, and I'm talking to some of them. I don't know if like Mark and Alex are talking to any of these guys. You know, and then they just kind of like go back into the woodwork until like an episode happens again where that's in their interest.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually kind of feel worse for Alex's generation of hardcore guys because he is pretty much the last man standing who's always there. Like he has not, you know, never not been into it. And Alex, I'm sure you could just rattle off a million names in a row of people you used to go to shows with who are all just gone, you know?
Yeah. I mean, your teaching buddy and
Who's your teaching buddy?
this fucking piece of shit compulsive liar.
Who's not even a teacher, but a substitute.
But
Shouldn't be around kids.
yeah, no, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, some of the stuff, like, you know, Pat has 3 kids. He does stuff if it's of interest to him, but he's not like on the bleeding edge of things, you know?
Sure.
Or like Mike Novak, like he's essentially a single father.
Yeah.
And like his kid is priority number fucking 1 through 36 in his life. And like, just that's exactly the way he should do it. But also it kind of eats into his ability. But I'm a man child. So
Yeah, well, I think the all five of us are on some level. That's why we're sitting here on a Friday night talking about this.
Even
yeah,
if
I
there
mean,
was no
tons of
pandemic,
people-
we'd still be doing this.
tons
You
of
know?
people just dropped out, like just because,
Yeah.
people who were like,
Yeah, I can't even think of people that I went to shows with. They're still going. Like,
I mean, obviously, it gets worse as you get older. But I just don't. The thing I can't discover is like, at what point was I supposed to get some sort of a memo that like I have to stop liking all the stuff I've always liked and stop believing all the stuff I believe in? Like,
Yeah.
was I supposed to start wearing salmon colored shorts and
Hey, listen.
leather
there's
deck
nothing
shoes.
wrong with
watch
salmon.
your step, Mike.
Nothing wrong with salmon.
oh yeah, if you're eating it, maybe.
Mm,
I don't eat fish. I know what came out of the East River and washed up in Jersey, so
yeah, right.
none of that stuff. Yeah, I
You know
don't
that
know.
the Long Island whitefish is not actually a fish, right?
Say that again. I'm just it's a Jersey joke or something, so I'm going to just say you're true. It's all
I
radio.
said, the Long Island whitefish is not actually a fish, right?
No, that's a guinea. You know.
Sarah says it's the Coney Island whitefish.
Yeah, I just
I'll defer to her, but I've my dad grew up in Long Island, so
well, what I'm saying is, like I've known Mark and Chris, like, since we were almost 30 years, and we're kind of like just the same exact dudes. And then I think about other people we hung out with at the time, and they just moved on so completely. And I don't understand, like, were we supposed to move on to something else, or like are we in a
no, you just fucking fold in the cool new shit with the cool old shit.
Yeah.
well, no, I'm not even well, dude, I'm talking about people they gave up on all the old stuff.
Yeah,
too.
I know, they're
God.
fucking dorks.
Like during the 90s, I remember a lot of hardcore guys would like become like hippies after they were in the hardcore.
Yeah.
And then they
I don't
show
know
up
what you're
later.
talking about. I've never met Phil Barrios.
wait, wasn't he? He was a juggalo.
Was
Phil
he?
was?
Something like that. No, not a
I don't know,
juggalo.
the last time that I saw and talked to that dude, he walked into Lafayette when Lafayette was still a thing, and like he got too warm, so he pulled off his fucking Baja to expose a tie-dye t-shirt, and I was like, oh, well, okay, whatever.
He
Whatever
might
makes
have
it
just been a
happen.
visionary because I see tons of young hardcore kids
Yeah, I was
wearing.
gonna say like that's a look
tie-dyes.
now.
Phil's in Turnstile now.
Yeah, he is turnstile.
I do think that young hardcore kids wear shorts that are too short and it doesn't fit their body. There's certain bands I won't listen to because their fat lead singers are too big for their tiny shorts.
Lewis became a dad recently.
Who
Who
did?
did?
Phil.
Yeah, I
Oh, did
saw
he?
that. Yeah,
Nice.
I congratulated him.
Yeah.
Phil wouldn't talk to me for years because I guess there was a guy Angelo that he hung out with.
Angelo Cannizaro.
Yeah, apparently, and Angelo has never spoken to me because I apparently broke his nose at a show, and I don't remember this at all.
That's Vinny's brother, right, Mark?
I don't know. I don't know of any siblings that Angelo has.
Well, Vinny was he lived at like 64 Winspear with
Mhm.
Polovich when that whole show space was going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I said, I just don't know. Sometimes I'm like, are we supposed to still like this stuff? Like, I think it's cool. I think it's okay that I still wear, t-shirts and shorts every day like I did when I was like 15.
yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Like I really don't like golfing.
I don't understand people who do. Like, I used to caddy for my grandfather and my great aunt, and it was like, this game isn't for me, but I'll let you pay me to carry your clubs.
Sure.
But like, from people that I know who like really got into golfing, it's like, why? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand this. I feel like I'm weird because I'm like, dude, I know more about golfing and been around golfing longer than you have, and I think it's dumb.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I could see. I thought I saw a Per Wellender behind you, Derek, and I see a Valelli definitely. Oh, see, there's the Per Wellender. All right, is that Lance Mount next to it?
Yeah.
And who's behind that? Is that an Eddie Radke or what is that?
This one?
Yeah.
That's the Lance Mountain as
Oh.
well.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's like a newer board.
Yeah, all right. If you take away, well, that I mean, that's that goes back to like Future Primitive. He was using that design, but the outside of the board is like
Yeah.
outlined,
Yeah.
like in a lot of the Alva boards used to do that in the '80s. You know, I was just fascinated. Like, I have so much stuff to hang on my walls, and I'll probably never get to it.
Now is the time. Just take a day to do it.
Yeah, if I didn't have 3 kids, it would have been fine. Like today after work, I'm like, I could probably do this, this, and this. But then, like, we had 60-mile-an-hour winds here, and my trampoline blew across my yard and folded in half. And got
Saw
wedged
that.
in the fence and the trees. So I had to like get that unwedged, take it apart. Tomorrow I got to put it back together. It's always something.
Always something.
I watched the recycling truck come by earlier today and pick up my recycling, and then I threw pants on and walked downstairs to get my recycling bin and pull it in.
Yeah,
And
it would have been a mile away otherwise.
it was 5.5 houses away.
Yeah.
And
and
it
you got it
took me
right
to walk
away.
downstairs.
Yeah, the wind was insane. I mean, Hamburg, I heard you guys lost, there were like 10,000 people without power
Yeah.
there in Orchard Park.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah,
not
it goes
lose power.
You're
You lost power, Derek?
What's that?
You lost power?
No, I didn't, but like a few streets over did. And my work lost power. So
yeah, well, Mark, you're in Eden, right?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, so
You
you
don't
still
give up
have
where
like,
people live. Don't give up addresses.
oh, sorry. I live in Killiamsville. Come and try and find me. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Conan, you know, or Ranger is pushing a grinding wheel to give you power out in that area. Anyway,
Beep it out.
you know,
no, we didn't say his real name.
No,
Don't let you say
I
his
didn't.
real name.
We had Larry Ransom on, and he said his real name, and we were going to beep it out. Ranger's real name.
just
That
call
was-
him very handsome.
I sent you that edit, by the way, Mark. I don't know. If
I saw it. I saw it.
What song are we using for? I guess text me, but Joel, Larry, and what am I missing?
You're using that Drago song, like the This Time Next Year one for Joel. That's a good song.
He probably his new band though.
Oh,
That
you
was
could
fun.
do that too.
Yeah, the Things Will Change song. That song, I think.
Yeah, this is what happens sometimes. I don't know why it does that. It happens during D&D too.
Larry had mentioned he wanted to use Scene Jumper from
From the comp?
the comp. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Or what it
Yeah.
is. I don't know if it's the streaming sites or I don't know what it is.
And Manic's up to you guys. I don't know.
No, it doesn't. On the
But
computer,
hey,
so-
Mark, you got to put in Hourglass
Yeah.
and
No.
Lockjaw into the folder.
I'll do that right now, actually. Yo, when you did the governess, did you put the intro and the interview separate?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right, real quick on the Lockjaw one. Did you talk about how Sprig's head is superimposed on Kim's body? At least,
Yeah, we did.
okay. And I know Josh Lyons and Ben Keefe are in that 7-inch somewhere. Because that's what Josh Lyons told me.
Probably.
So that was a little fun fact, you know.
What was the fun fact? My audio scrambled.
That Scott Sprig's head is superimposed on, like, I think Kim's body
Oh, I think
Or-
somebody talked about that. I think
or
we
one of the
talked about
Backpack twins.
that. Yeah.
Backpack wins. Wait, who is the other one?
Well, there were the show hoes and the Backpack twins. So
Oh,
well, there's names for everybody. Sprig knows the code names for every human. That's why I got in a lot of trouble when I moved here, because like Sprig taught me like nicknames for people, and I thought like they were cool with it, and then I'd say like, "Yo, hey, this person with a really nasty name," and they're like, "Dude, what the hell are you doing? What are you calling me that for?" I'm like, that's Sprig
What
told
was-
me that's your name.
What was my nickname?
I actually I don't know, but you know, well, actually, you know what? Tony Bruder and Sprig, they're the ones who I think they just told me people's names were something other than they were
Yeah.
to mess with me at first and see if I could get into fights with people, which usually, you know, definitely helped me make friends real fast.
Right.
You know, yeah. So, all right. Yeah, you talk about. I imagine you talked about all their jumping pictures. How could Sweeper get his leg up that high and not have been a Rockette while
No,
holding
we
a white
didn't
Les
do any
Paul?
of that.
You know
Yeah, we didn't get too deep. I don't know.
how it looks like there's a
There
pack
was,
of hot dogs on PJ's neck in the one photo.
No, there was a point where Beerwolf took over the interview and started asking questions.
Oh, nice. Did you mention Felix the Cat? Because he always wore like
Yes.
Felix Cat shirt. Okay,
Yep, that
and
came up.
Brutal Truth.
No, I didn't bring up Brutal Truth.
Aaron always had those. Those were his signature shirts. Then you know.
Brutal Truth, yeah, and there was Hourglass shirt he wore a lot too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You know. Did you get Scotty on there too?
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
I kind of feel like we should redo it.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like we missed a lot.
Well,
No, I think it's good enough.
man.
Let's see how it edits out.
Listen,
Yeah.
man. You know, like they definitely had like a decent following. You know, like a lot of people like them. I think you know, a lot of people still like them. Are very interested in that band. You know, a lot of the Southtown kids, South Buffalo dudes, were way into them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finnegan brothers and stuff. You know.
Oh yeah, those dudes were way into them. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it was a cool time in Buffalo then. You know that.
Yeah, we brought up that first SBYC show that you guys played.
Yeah.
How that was probably one of the better reactions for Union and Lockjaw.
Yeah. Well, that was after like our second record to come out. It was us, Harvest, Torn Apart, Lockjaw. Someone from Erie, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like Digression or
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds.
Yeah.
I have the flyer somewhere. Titus borrowed my Somewhere in Time Iron Maiden tape so he could make the flyer, and then he lost my tape, and I was like, I'm going to beat you up. Give me another tape. That's my Maiden one. And he's like, I can't afford it. It's like, you've seen my car. It's got urban camouflage. I'm like, dude, that's not urban camouflage. It's rust. But yeah, we had that show at the Irish Center, and the Erie kids tagged all the bathrooms, and we couldn't do shows there again.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you know I go to the Labor Day parade there every year, and it starts at the Irish Center, and I'm always like, damn it, this place used to be awesome, you know. But I guess they do have punk shows there now.
Oh.
So it only took like 25 years, but they've eased back into it.
Yeah. I mean, venues don't forget.
No, well, they do when their membership dies.
Or the ownership changes.
Yeah. I actually wish, you know, I'm thinking after all this is said and done, I'd like to see some more like VFW shows like there were. Those were awesome. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I was saying like before that, like bands need to get comfortable with the idea of going back to VFWs if clubs aren't going to open up anytime soon. And really, I mean, VFW shows tended to be better. So bands like Turnstile and Cro-Mags that have certain expectations need to lower those expectations and start doing VFWs.
Yeah. Well, you play VFW hall and the bands can all make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the overhead is so low.
My only problem with that is like VFWs are usually pretty big, and it'd be weird to play a show with like 20 kids at a VFW.
I don't know.
You
You
need
might
a
be
smaller
surprised,
space.
like a VFW might draw more people because it would be a legitimately all ages show because there's no bar.
Right.
You know, like it might be like I think that the transitioning from VFWs to legitimate clubs are what kind of dwindles the numbers in a lot of places.
You know, the thing is, like, we had Sugar, you know, which was a drive venue, and people could go across the street and get beer across the street, and they really were just too lazy to do that. That's I'm just not, you know. But also it was on Niagara Street, and I think a lot of parents remember what Niagara used to be like, and they didn't want young kids down there, and it's like, no, now there's like hipster shit now, you know. I mean, Sugar City sounded awful.
Yeah.
I definitely disliked seeing bands there. That first year was better. You know, but I don't know. Basement shows, I mean, never stopped. Still going on. They still get packed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like basement shows, you get a lot of people at them. I think that those people would go to a VFW show too.
Yeah.
Like a VFW show might be what would bring the basement and club people back into one place.
Yeah, it would be awesome. You know,
In 2022, Nickel City Fest at a VFW.
seriously,
The
I
return,
really.
the return of Zero Tolerance, Union.
We'll have to rent the place out a day early to build up a little stage.
Yeah, you can rent a stage pretty cheaply.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, you know, dude, I mean, this year's pretty much looks like it's going to be a wash for everything, too. So, you know, I can't see. The Buffalo News reported today that the California variant of the COVID-19 is in Western New York, and that one's way more transmissible, and that's why we've seen the numbers go up so much. You know, I know that the Brazilian strain was down. Someone in the Bronx, they said, had it there. I mean, this stuff's far from over.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to get worse as the summer goes on because everyone's just, you know, even if you know logically you shouldn't be going all these places, you're just like, I've had enough. I'm just going to take my chances.
Oh, I saw there when I went out today, and there was a ton of people just out with no masks. Not even like pretending to have a mask in their hand or anything. Just no mask.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I'm walking in my neighborhood, you know, I'll bring a mask with me, but I won't put it on unless someone's around me. If I'm in
Sure.
Manhattan, you know, or Brooklyn, I'm going to wear it all the time because there's people every 6 inches,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse, but we're not gonna have any restrictions, and that's gonna make it a lot worse.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well,
Everyone's over it.
But hey, at least you can get weed, so it's all good.
you know, you want to hear something funny? Like legal weed like bums me out on some levels too, though. Not
Why is
because
that?
I don't care if people smoke it, but when it's legal places, I can smell it everywhere, and it nauseates me.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
it's
about
like,
to
dude, it
get
could be
that in
illegal,
New
but
York.
you got to be at your house and do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the worst thing about California. You're walking around, you're like, Jesus, dude, it just smells disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's good.
I'd rather smell that than cigarettes.
Yeah, as a former smoker, I'm going to go. I'd rather smell Newports all day long. But I understand your point. It's a valid point.
You know, it's funny you say that. I haven't smoked a cigarette since probably 1981, but I can still smell Newports. Like, I hear the words Newport, and my nose just fills with that menthol smell.
It's so good.
Yeah, man, lung bleeders all fucking day.
That's right. Formaldehyde and you know,
Yeah, man.
tar.
Fucking Newports. Like,
You
oh,
know,
you give a shit.
inside a house with what's inside my lungs. You know,
Yeah, you could you feel that burn on your lips from the inhale of the fucking menthol.
nice and cool.
Like, we're talking like 40 years ago, and I can still I can still taste it and smell it, man. Like fucking Newports, man. Jesus, wept.
Man. Yeah, you know what though? I am kind of bummed because I was hoping to go and catch like the Circle Jerks Group Sex 40th anniversary tour, but you know,
It'll be a 41st anniversary tour.
There's
yeah,
no
42nd
chance
by the
those
time you
acts
get
are
to
gonna
it.
be good.
I mean,
What's that?
There's no chance that would be good.
Really?
Yeah, they're fucking 65 years old.
Dude, dude, come on now. Did you not? Weren't you at the Off show when Off was here?
stop
No.
being ageist.
There. No, Alex, weren't you there at the Off show at Mohawk?
No, I didn't like that band.
Oh man.
How
I
about
mean,
the
Keith
flag
Morris
show?
still got it. Hetson still got it.
I mean, I saw the flag stuff a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and it was solid. So
And that
I
was great
don't
too.
expect any less from the Circle Jerks thing. If
I
Punk
mean,
Rock Bowling still
it
happens.
depends. It depends on who's going to be playing drums. Like Lucky should be playing drums on the tour, but if they just have like the Ringer who played on their House of Blues DVD, that guy I didn't think did such a hot job.
Yeah.
But the rest of the band is fine as long as Keith is like taking his insulin. You know, then they're, and I'm being serious about that because he's a diabetic.
Yeah.
It'll rip. I mean, Group Sex is like still one of my top 10 favorite records ever.
The
Yeah.
record's great. Like separate that from it. I just, you're talking about 4,000-year-old people.
Sure.
Did you guys buy the record, the reissue of Group Sex?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, it's an LP. I don't want that crap. CD only.
the dead format. Actually, CD sales are going back up.
But you know why?
Because young people were buying cars with CD players.
But it's not also, if you think just economically, a lot of these kids during the pandemic may have lost their jobs, so they don't have as much money. They want new music and they want physical stuff. Like, okay, I can get like 5 used CDs, or I could get like 1 new record.
Yeah.
It might just come down to the economics of it also. Or sometimes, like, I think some people are just at that point. They're like, I want all the music, not some of it. And I can buy all the music, you know, if I buy CDs. That's the whole thing with me, man. I just want all of it, and not like every style of music. You know, I shouldn't own Ace of Base records, but I do. You know.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Real fence walkie.
You know what, man? And you're right. Those damn Scandinavians, they'll hit you with that stuff out of nowhere. You know. The Group Sex reissue though. What was extra that was on it? Like the live
I
set
don't know.
from-
That's why I was kind of asking.
Yeah, I think it was
like a book and stuff, like you know, that's like in there, and some other stuff. I would have to look at it.
I mean, you know, I got like so many different, like Spin Magazine put out like a live CD of theirs years ago. You know, if you got the stuff from the decline of Western civilization, soundtrack has a lot of good stuff. You know, like I don't know. Someone was actually slagging on later Circle Jerks records the other day, and I was like, "What are you kidding? Like 6 rules?" You know? I'm like,
Yeah, people like to do that. They like to diss on
I
1
don't
to
think
4 and
it's
6.
okay. You know?
What's that?
Being Senseless and All Wound Up are like 2 of those songs could have fit perfectly on Group Sex. You know?
Yeah, that's true. And I think 6 is better than Wild in the Streets.
Yeah, well, their cover "Wild in the Streets" definitely rules. I just think about thrashing all the time, and Josh Brolin getting away from the daggers every time it comes on. You know, like, oh, here comes Eddie Radicke. Better watch out.
Oh man.
Yeah, but that's one of the. You know, I know I bought tickets to like Megadeth and Lamb of God, because I always see Megadeth, and they're like, "Oh, your tickets are still good for you this year." I'm like, "Who are you kidding? No one's going to Darien Lake. There's not going to be a show. You know, just make it 2022." And you know, I buy Kids Bop tickets every year for my kids, and they're like, "Oh, your tickets will still be good." I'm like, "Dude, by the time we have concerts again, my kids will be like teenagers and won't want to go to Kids Bop."
Yeah.
And if I go by myself, it'll be really creepy.
I won tickets first row for Kids Bop.
Dude, it's so awesome.
If you refuse to go with your friends to the trampoline park, but you're willing to go to Kids Bop by yourself, you're fucking dead to me.
Oh, well, then I'm definitely dead, man. There's nothing more amazing than hearing a bunch of little kids so happy.
No,
singing
going with
at
your
the same
kids is
time.
fine. Going by yourself,
Oh,
it
no,
is
that's creepy.
technically laid out. Different thing.
Yeah. Well, that makes more sense. But my kids love it, and it makes me happy. And then just seeing thousands of kids all singing this stuff together, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
My kids were pretty pumped on it, but you know, that was for 2020.
Yeah.
You know, when you guys can go Kid Bop again, you should all go Kid Bop together, and you can take Alex with you to the creek.
Right. Alex, you're a +1.
Alex, you're the plus creep.
Oh man.
I can't wait to go do fucking flips into a foam pit. It's the
But
best.
wait, is that not creepy though? Like my kids hang out there at birthday parties, but then you're there doing flips in the foam pit at the same time. Isn't that
I
creepy?
don't fucking care. Your kids got a problem with it, they can go fuck themselves. I'm
Not
gonna
creepy if we're the only people there. Like me and Alex have gone. We've been like the only people there.
Where is that? What place is it? Which one?
Get air.
Get Air.
And then there's Sky Zone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think
never
I've been
been
to
there.
Air. I've been to Sky Zone though.
I don't know.
Wow.
Like here's what you do. You just fucking jump on a trampoline and then do a flip into a foam pit and giggle because it's so fun.
I have videos of my kids doing it. Yep, I know exactly what you mean.
And then when your
Can we
friends
jump
do
on
it,
here
you
too?
you throw foam blocks at them while they're in the air.
I went to
Hopefully, you're
Bounce Magic
giggling
with my
while you're
kids
throwing
when I
foam
was big.
blocks at your friends.
What was that, Derek?
So I went to Bounce Magic with my kids, and I go on those inflatable things.
Yeah. With your kids, it's fun. It's like going to Chuck E. Cheese as a 45-year-old man by yourself and just to eat.
This is completely different, dude. I
Dude,
went
get
to
off my back. They have the best pizza.
Guys, I gotta
Alex,
get. I gotta get.
my kids.
I gotta get to sleep.
Yeah, kind of.
Hey, Mark, real quick question before
Yeah.
you go. If I have disposable cameras from 2007,
Yeah.
do you think I could still get
Yeah, you get pictures off of those, yeah.
All right. But remember, you can't tell anyone, like, can't
I
tell Sam
understand.
you did it. You just got to tell me I don't know what's on them.
We've been through this before.
Yes, it's true. Maybe you tell
What
Chris. I
may-
don't know.
What may be on the? Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me later what may be on these cameras.
Well, when you go on tour and you have like 10 of those cameras with you, you fall asleep, someone takes your camera, does something, or older photos when you're in college before you knew your wife, you don't know what's going to be on a lot of these rolls. of film.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You never know.
All right.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Good night, whoever was watching. It was great.
Goodbye forever.
Alex, you're hysterical, dude.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.
See you, dudes.
Yeah.